It's the ClearCurrency All-Ireland T20 semi-final between the Leinster champions the Hills and the Munster champions Cork Harlequins. We are live at the Vineyard, the home of the Hills Cricket Club. It's all to play for as the winners will progress to the final in Cork next Sunday. Hello everyone, you're very welcome to the Vineyard. This is Rodders Cotter here. It's a lovely day here in North County Dublin, although the clouds have come over in the last couple of moments. So as I was saying there, the clouds have come over in the last kind of half hour or so, but no matter, it is still a wonderful day for cricket here in Skerries in North County Dublin. The news from the toss is that the Munster side, Cork Harlequins, have won it and they have elected to bowl first, which means the home side, the Leinster champions, the Hills, will be batting first on what looks like a wonderful surface to play cricket on. I was out there earlier on about an hour ago, and the 22-yard strip looks like a really good one. I'm delighted that alongside I'm joined by Joe O'Mahony. Hey Joe.
Hi Rodders. Firstly, just want to apologise to everybody. We had issues with the stream earlier and with the sound, so apologies for that. We got all that sorted. Didn't seem to be linking up to our equipment, was it there, Rodders?
Wouldn't be like us to make mistakes, would it, Joe? So,
it's all a learning process, as we say. So just looking here now, I see the Cork Harlequins team are in their huddle at the side of the pitch, and the two batsmen for the Hills are coming out, and you can see in your camera there. So it looks like Cormac and Levin Shields will be the opening batsmen for the Hills.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. The opening batters is Cormac McLaughlin-Gavin for the Hills and Levon Shields. The Cork Harlequins in their red tops and black trousers. The champions of the Senior T20 Cup down below in the Munster Cricket Union, and the winners of the Alan Murray T20 Cup, the Hills, taking the field as well. The two umpires are in pink. The Hills are in their navy tops and navy trousers. An absolutely wonderful day for cricket, Joe. Delighted that we're here watching it. I can't wait for this one. It's a lovely setting. A big crowd is building here on our right hand side. A couple of people getting their orders in for their fizzy oranges and their Sidonas, and all getting ready for this match. Looks like it's going to be number 66, Adam Hickey.
As you can hear there, Mr. Shields will be taking the first ball, and it will be Adam Hickey will start. I must find out what ends do we have here, Rodders. I'll find out there from the scores in a minute.
Indeed, we'll call it the far end for now.
Yeah.
So we are live here at the Vineyard, home of the Hills Cricket Club. Adam Hickey to open the bowling from the far end. It's going to be Levon Shields is going to be taking first strike. Of course, the Hills fresh off their victory over Clontarf in the Alan Murray T20 Cup final. And Cork Harlequins beating
Limerick, Cork County, and then they drew with Galway in the last match.
That's right.
It was a league format down in Munster where they had pool stages up here in Leinster.
So different formats. However, we're ready to go. Adam Hickey will be bowling right arm around the wicket to Levon Shields. And first ball has been pulled into the deep. Well fielded out there. That's Ryan Joyce doing the fielding, and the Hills are off the mark. Short delivery there from Adam. He'll be looking to pitch that ball up.
Yeah, some fine fielding there by Ryan.
It'll be very interesting to see what Adam's length is. He'll be wanting to pitch that ball up. It's going to be Cormac McLaughlin-Gavin facing the next delivery, the right-hand bat. Adam will stay around the wicket.
Cormac failed to connect with that ball there.
Lots of noise in the field for Cork Harlequins. making the long journey up to North County Dublin. Finds the gap. And 4 runs. First boundary of the day for the Hills. Comes off the bat of Cormac. Short and wide and put away for 4.
Nicely looking cut shot there again. Adam needs to bowl a bit fuller. It's too easy for the quality batsman that Cormac is.
Absolutely. A quality batting lineup for the Hills. In the air. Falls safely. Cormac looking for something over the leg side that time. Didn't quite connect and falls short of extra cover. That's Brandon there fielding at extra cover. Cork Harlequins will know that any loose bowling will go to the fence here. This will be a big step up for the Cork Harlequins players. One would say that the Hills are favourites for this game.
Indeed, they would be. They're playing the Premier League, I think, in Dublin, while Harlequins have had a torrid time in the Leinster Championship.
That's a good stop there. That was Devon Joyce that time at cover. Saving his team 3 runs there. Another good looking shot from Cormac. And that will bring Levon back on strike. Much better from Adam, getting that ball pitched up. And that's the end of the first over. The Hills are 6 without loss. Well, what a wonderful occasion this is, Joe. A lovely setting here at the Vineyard. As we said earlier, a really good looking pitch out there.
Yeah, I haven't been here before, and it's beautiful. Farm surrounding the ground, all a golden colour at the moment. And
down the boundary, both the point boundary and the deep square boundary are sycamore trees, we think.
Yeah, that's right.
Lining the ground. So really nice setting to play cricket. And for sure, should be a great game. As we said, the Hills would be favourites for this one. However, Cork Harlequins last season beat Marion in this fixture, so it's still all to play for, Joe.
Anything can happen in the T20, Rodders. Yeah, it was a good game against Marion. I think Harlequins definitely came in as the underdogs there and kind of surprised everyone, and did okay in the final then against Brigade.
It's going to be Zubair then. Zubair Hassan Khan, number 14, to bowl from the end closest to us here.
Of course, Zubair would be known up in Leinster, playing with Terranure, as well as Quins down in Munster.
It'll be interesting to see what length Zubair goes for, as the shorter boundary is to the leg side for the right-hand bat of Cormac. Nice and full. One bounce into the deep point fielder. That's Adam out there as Cormac gets off strike. That will bring Levon back on strike. Straight away, Zubair going full. So good crowd building here at the Vineyard. Lots of cheering over to our right-hand side. Great to see everybody in, supporting their home team.
I think they're making the most of the last bit of the sunshine, because I believe we're in for a torrid time over the next few weeks, or next few days, with rain coming. See nice few pints being drunk.
Pints of Sidona, of course.
Absolutely.
Off the pads. A good test of this outfield. It's very quick. Second boundary for the Hills. First for Levon. As the Hills get off to a good start. Zubair offline there, Joe.
Just a touch. Nice looking shot. Straight it down leg.
Yeah, that left-hand right-hand combination at the top of the order means that Zubair will have to adjust his line to each batter.
And pretty quickly too. Beautiful looking shot there, but straight to the fielder. Straight down the ground.
So the captain for Cork Harlequins looks like it's Matt Brewster, ordering his troops around. And Andrew Kavanagh for the Hills. We'll see Andrew in action later on. Wide outside the off stump. Cut away from Levon, his second boundary of the over. Good looking shot from him.
He just leant back on that one. Like leave it come back on his bat, and lovely looking shot.
So good looking shot there from Levon. Looks like Zubair is going to change the angle. He's going to go around the wicket, which means that they have to move the side screen there, which they do. 15 without loss. 2 deliveries to go in the over.
Oh,
wonderful stroke. Third boundary in the over, and what a shot that was. Extra cover drive from Levon. Pierces the field and races away for 4. Change of field. The point fielder went back on the rope for that one, but it was a dot ball. That's the end of 2. The Hills 19 without loss.
Fantastic start there for the Hills. 19 off 2 overs. They'll be delighted with that. Cork Harlequins are going to make a change again in the bowling.
Already proving to be...
No. Sorry. Apologies. It's not. They're going to continue with Adam.
Could be a very difficult task here for Cork Harlequins. The Hills play at a very high level, as you said earlier, in the Premier League here in Leinster. Harlequins have it all to do, you feel?
Oh, they do, especially after this start there by the Hills. It's just been a poor bowling on behalf of Harlequins.
Well run. Important in T20 cricket not to chew up any dots. So that's well called there from Cormac, taking a single to mid-off.
Intelligent play there by Cormac just to get 11 on strike. He kind of knows that Harlequins are struggling with the left-hander.
Hickey will be looking for that good length, as Levon has shown that the short delivery and the full delivery will go today. Good shot, just finds the fielder on that occasion. So there's 2 men back. Of course, only 2 men allowed outside the ring in the first 6 overs. A long on and a deep backward square. LBW appeal, not out.
Looked a bit high, all right, and the umpire signals height for the reason.
Levon looking to swing that one away on the leg side. Couldn't make contact that time. Well, lots of hands on heads there from the Cork Harlequins fielders. Not too sure if there was an under edge there. But another dot ball for Adam.
Much better over here from Adam. Just 1 off it so far.
And that delivery will slide down the leg side for a wide ball. First wide of the day. Adam Hickey firing it down leg side. Short and outside the off stump. Finds the fielder. Of course, if it beats any of those three fielders on the offside, that will race away up the hill for 4. A half appeal, heading down the leg side. 3 overs done, 2 runs off it. It's 21 for the loss of no wicket.
Much better over there by Adam Hickey, just 2 coming off it. Quins were desperate for a good over, and Adam came up trumps with that one.
Well, Joe, you said that there was going to be a change of bowling last over. I think there will be a change of bowling this time. Looks like it's going to be Senan who's going to replace Zubair after 1 over from him. His 1 over went for 13 runs.
Probably a good idea there. Senan will look to be bowling his cutters here.
Keeper standing up to the stumps. That's Shivam.
Definitely bowling his cutters. Pace off.
So halfway through the power play, 21 without loss. And it'll be interesting to see how the Hills go in these next 3 overs, Joe. Will they go hard? Or will they look to perhaps rotate the strike and wait for the bad delivery to come?
I'm sure they have a target in their head for the power play. Especially not lose any wickets would be the first target.
Good shot there from Cormac. Finds the fielder for a dot ball. In the last couple of overs, that's happened quite a lot. The Hills batters have found fielders.
Yeah. It's good bowling now.
Here comes Senan again, left arm over. Misfield at point will only yield 1 run though. You feel...
Hickey was very unlucky there. Took a bit. I think the ball hit a divot. Just went over his head.
That'll bring Levon back on strike. The left-hand batter. A deep square will go out. And also a long-on fielder. And again, straight to extra cover. Better spell here for Cork Harlequins after the first 2 overs. Went around the park a bit. The previous over and the first 3 deliveries of this one haven't been too bad. And I think this will be the tactic from Cork Harlequins, is to build those dots, to build the pressure, to try and elicit that full stroke. Don't think any of the Quins bowlers will be trying to run in and bowl bouncers. That they'll be looking to build the pressure.
I don't think it's in them.
Pulled into the leg side. The sweeper on the leg side will clean up.
That the sound of that bat, it didn't sound good with there. It sounded like it would be a bit of a crack, didn't it?
Making quite a loud sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like when we're having a net and someone goes in with a broken bat.
Yeah. Didn't sound good at all.
Great shot. Flashed away by Cormac. And that'll be 4 runs to end the over. 4 overs done, 27 without loss.
Cracking shot there. Beautiful. I think any cricketer would love to play a shot like that.
Just a fraction of width outside the off
and
stump.
And a bit of height as well.
So the ball has been retrieved from the ditch here on that offside boundary. And well, you called it, Joe, that
no
bat
way.
sounded a bit cracking like.
Bit dodge.
And Levon is going to have a change of bat.
I'm sure he has plenty of bats.
You wonder, is that bat going to be raffled off now, or?
No, I'd say some young lad will be looking to get that.
Take ownership of it.
Oh yeah, big time.
So although the clouds have come over, it's very warm out there. Kind of stuffy conditions in North County Dublin. Lovely part of the county. Going through the town of Lusk, really, really nice. And of course, Skerries on the other side. Not too far from the sea. As it's going to be a change of bowling then. Going to be another spinner. The second spinner for Cork Harlequins is going to be Brandon from the far end. Brave move from Matt Brewster, introducing a spinner in the power play overs. It's going to be a deep square and a long on. So Brandon, the second spinner we've seen. Of course, the first one was Adam, who bowled 2 overs. And Brandon starts well with a dot ball. Levon on strike, the left-hand bat. Lots of noise being made in the field now by Cork Harlequins. Swatted back down the ground. Well stopped. I think that's Jack. Nope, sorry, that's the captain, Matt, stopping that ball. And that bat sounding much better, Joe. As Levon gets off strike, that'll bring Cormac back on strike.
Current Munster Reds player against an ex-Munster Reds player, Rodders.
There we go. Looks like there's going to be a side screen move at the far end. Like a photo frame with the boards slotted in. And only takes one person to move, which is handy.
That's class.
That's handy.
Yeah.
So Brandon looking to bowl nice and full and straight on the stumps. Bowling quite flat, not looking to turn it very much. And of course that big boundary is to the leg side. Down the track. Looking for 2. And it's Jack Buss down there doing the fielding. Keeps the batters to 1. So a clear plan here from Cork Harlequins to stop those boundaries, to try and join the dots. Dot ball outside the off stump. Brandon, right arm finger spinner, not looking to turn the ball too much. Just looking to get it flat and as accurate as he can. Down the track, over extra cover for the first maximum of the day. What a shot from Levon.
Beautiful looking shot there.
Brings to an end the 5th over. 35 without loss, 1 over to go in the power play. Levon backing himself down the track, slicing that ball up and over extra cover. What a shot.
And possibly a low risk shot as well, as all the fielders were inside the ring at that stage.
Absolutely. So you'll see the Hills batsman not afraid to go over the top when the opportunity presents itself. Sending then to begin his 2nd over. And that was a dot ball first up. It's Cormac who's on strike.
Yeah.
Shy at the stumps from the non-striker's end, and an aggressive shot from Cormac. Didn't quite get hold of it though, and it was fielded extra fielded at extra cover by Brandon. Sorry, Joe, we were saying?
Yeah, later on we're going to be joined by the Cricket Leinster president. I think he's a Cricket Leinster president, Jim Bennett. So I'll be delighted to chat to him, and hopefully a member of the Hills as well.
Pushing for 2. Kept to 1. It was Ryan Joyce out there who did the fielding. Running in ran a long way from long on. But he got to the ball quickly, and the batters turned down the 2. So that was Cormac, the right-hand bat, who got off strike. That'll bring Levon back to the business end, as they would call it. It's Senan Jones. 4 deliveries left in the power play. Oh. Short, wide of the deep square leg fielder, and it's 1 bounce 4. Levon's 4th boundary to go along with 1-6 is now 25 off 20 deliveries as this opening wicket partnership moves on to 40.
He's on fire here. Anything short, he's taking the Quins bowlers apart. It's turning out to be a very good power play for the Hills. Especially not losing any wickets, which is the key.
Absolutely. These two look, 2 very good batters. Oh, dropped in the air from Levon. I think it was a slower delivery from Senan, holding it back ever so slightly. Levon threw his shot in the air to mid-off, and Captain Matty Brewster, all he could do was tap it over the bar. Difficult chance.
Difficult chance. One he should have taken, I feel.
Well, they set themselves high standards as Cormac goes down the ground, fielded by Ryan, who's on the boundary. That's overdone then. 42 without loss, and the power play is done and dusted. So Levon is 26 off 21 deliveries. Cormac 15 off 14. Opening wicket partnership of 42. And the field can now spread as Brandon will continue. This will be his 2nd over. A good first over, which was ruined a bit by the 6 from Levon. It's Cormac who's on strike this time.
The 6 always destroys an over.
So here goes Brandon. Back of a length, played into the leg side. Looking for 2. But it's well returned there by Jack. Fielding at long on. So always a nightmare for a captain when you spread the field and there's a left-hand, right-hand combination out there. So as fielders, you need to be alert. So 5 men allowed outside the ring. As that delivery keeps a fraction low, as it's a dot ball outside the off stump. So the 5 boundary riders are deep point, a long on, long off, and a deep mid wicket and a deep backward square. Good looking shot from Levon, hit straight at the fielder though. So plenty of boundary riders for Cork Harlequins. They've gone straight into defensive mode, and looking at the scoreboard, you can hardly blame them. Left outside the off stump. Think Levon was looking for a wide ball there, which he didn't get. A reverse sweep. The stroke was on with the ball turning away from the left-hand bat. Just couldn't get contact. And a good over this for Brandon. He'll want to finish strong. Only 1 single off it so far. Great effort from Brandon. But extra cover came round to field it. And that is the over then. 7 done, 43 without loss. Only 1 run off that over from Brandon. 43 for 2 off 7. Looks like it's going to be Matty Brewster then to introduce himself into the attack. Good start here from the Hills. No real chances offered up, just that one hard chance which Matt Brewster tapped over the bar off the bowling of Senan. Levon was the batter who got a strike, but other than that, there's been no alarms for the Hills, who they'll be looking to push on now. Still all 10 wickets in hand as Cormac pulls that ball into the leg side with 2 boundary riders are waiting for it, and it was Jack who fielded it.
Things starting to settle down here now. Still, the Hills really on top in this contest at the moment. 44 without loss.
Bit of wind there, blowing across the ground, keeping the players cool. The sun hasn't really broken through so far since the game has started. Levon just struggling to time the ball in the last couple of overs. Width on offer there from Matt. Levon couldn't get it away though for a dot ball. It's interesting, Joe, the lengths Cork Harlequins are bowling. It's much better than the start of the innings.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're not as short.
Wonderful shot down the ground. Fielder coming round.
Beautiful
He won't
shot.
cut it off though. What a great shot that was. Down the ground.
Very much an assertive shot.
His 5th boundary as Levon moves on to 30.
Just as you said, that he hasn't timed it well. He comes up with a shot like that.
Down the track again. In general, the lengths have gotten much better from Cork Harlequins. They've realised that short deliveries and full length deliveries seem to be going the distance, especially those shorter ones, Joe.
Yeah.
And again, this time straighter, and Ryan will field that one at long off.
You mentioned earlier on before we started that you'd love to be out there today, bat on that surface.
Absolutely. Very jealous of all the players playing today, all 22. It is just a wonderful venue to play cricket, really.
Absolutely. Well, others, if you train hard, you might get there someday.
Someday. Yeah. As Cormac flays that one down the ground, looking for 2. But a big arm.
Huge arm.
That was Brandon back there. Brings to an end the 8th over of play. 50 up for the Hills. Levon a run a ball 31, while Cormac just over a run a ball on 18 of 17 deliveries. Brandon Kruger looks like he's going to continue. He's already bowled 2 overs for 9 runs. Joe?
Yeah. Brandon bowls his 3rd over. Bit of a scoop shot there. Oh, and the spin has deceived the Harlequins fielder. They're looking for 3. I think they'll get 3 as well. Big cheer from the home faithful here for that 3. And while we're here, I'm delighted to say that joined us on the commentary is the president of Cricket Leinster, Jim Bennett. Jim, welcome.
Thanks very much, George. Good to be here and lovely to see people from Cork in our ground. It's great. Very welcome visitors.
Well, thanks very much. A nice looking reverse sweep there. So, Jim, tell me, what president of Cricket Leinster, what does that entail?
It's very much ceremonial. The chairperson does the work. I walk around and I give out medals and speak frequently.
Right.
And that's really, it's great. You see, we suggested it 5 or 6 years ago that it's becoming a business, and the president was actually a working president.
Right.
And was asking too much of them.
Right.
So now the chair does the work.
Right.
And I just do.
And you just take the glory.
Yeah, I go to cricket.
Yeah.
And wear a blazer. So today I'm off. So it's one of the great jobs. And it's only a year, which is all that the people of Leinster will be able to cope with.
Right.
With me in the chair. So it's lovely.
It's a good looking ball there by Brandon, a bit quicker.
Well bowled.
Good take as well by Shivam Kisley behind the stumps. I don't see a chain. Did you get a chain as well?
No, there's no chain. You get a lovely blazer.
Right.
And that's it. And
is that it?
Yeah, there's no blazer, no chain. No, there would be.
That's pretty mean. It's pretty mean, really, Jim, to be honest.
Persuasion might be wearing chains.
All right, okay.
We don't wear chains.
All right, fair enough. All right, yeah.
So, but it would be a hard call after 100 and something years to introduce a chain. You know, because you can imagine what the previous 100 people would have said.
But sure, aren't we very progressive these days, Jim? We could stretch a chain for you.
Yeah, well, I could.
Do you know?
What I could do is I could suggest
a bit of bling
when I'm finished office.
Yeah.
Short.
Nice little well-run single there.
Yeah, short.
By the Hills. They're batting very well today, aren't they?
Decent batting side and serious amount of batting to come. I mean, you would have seen, as a Cork man, you would have seen Murray Cummins.
Of course, yeah.
Who's a beautiful cricketer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dylan Blignot is South African of German origin, so he's an international for Germany.
Oh, that's right, yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Again, so we have a serious amount of batting, and Fingal sides tend to be bowling sides.
Right. And why is that?
Do you want the short answer or the long answer?
Give me the short one, please.
Short answer, okay.
Sorry, everybody. It's a 20 over match.
Yeah. When the cricket was being played here by tenant farmers,
right,
somebody could only give you a field for a period of time.
Okay.
And that sheep grazed on.
Right.
That was the best field to get because
the
grass was lower.
Atty Brewster. What end is this, by the way? Do we call this the clubhouse end?
Oh yeah, just the clubhouse end, and the other end's the school end. The
school end and then the clubhouse end. So Brewster returns for his second over from the clubhouse end.
Yeah. So the fields then were, all they rolled was 22 yards
right,
by 10 foot.
Right.
So the bowlers were great because the ball had run along the ground to get up in the air. You didn't know what the ball was going to be. Now neither did the lads.
Yeah.
So the scores were always very low in Fingal.
Oh, that's a huge 6.
And it's gone into Joey Archer's field.
And that's gone into, as Jim said, Joey Archer's field. I hope Joey has cut the field.
Joey has cut it, yeah. That's his daughter down there has watched the ball going out over the ditch.
Right.
And the ball has now come back. So that's a wonderful success in terms of spotting.
Absolutely.
And you see, there were gentry playing cricket as well, and the gentlemen batted first.
Right.
You batted in
order.
The
peasants didn't, obviously.
No, they ran.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that's the way it was in Yorkshire and the
okay.
coal miners. So that's why Fingal has had traditionally magnificent bowlers.
Brilliant. And he goes again.
Joey's field again.
No, this might be taken, and it is. And the first wicket. And that's 11. He goes for a brilliant 39 with 5 4s and 2 6s. Strike rate of 111. That catch was taken on the boundary by Senan Jones. A welcome breakthrough from a Cork Harlequins point of view. But as you said, Jim, the batters keep coming.
Here's Murray Cummins, who is a beautiful bat.
Yes, yeah. We've seen him in the Interpros.
I saw him got a beautiful ton last Wednesday.
He did, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the next day he got a duck, and the next day he was out for 48. I mean, man, if the man put out a hand, it was cotton bowled, and he looked down and he saw the ball in his hand. Other than that,
shocked.
It was down the road.
Yeah.
So beautiful cricketer.
So the breakthrough for Cork Harlequins, and a wonderful round of applause for 11. A brilliant partnership of 64 with Cormac. So obviously now we've got a couple of Munster Reds players and ex-Munster Reds players on the field at this stage.
Two batting now.
Yeah.
Cormac batted with Munster
Yeah,
Reds a few years ago.
No, yeah, a few years ago. And Murray currently plays for the Reds.
Yeah.
You have, I think, Adam. Well, he fielded for the Reds this year down the Mardyke, and certainly Brandon. He played this year. I think he got one over. Came off the edge there, but that will go away for a boundary.
Murray is off.
And Cummins is off with it. His first ball goes for a boundary. That'll settle him down, Jim.
Yeah, the problem I don't know is it loses concentration. He's a magnificent cricketer, but tends to get out when he's totally on top of the bowling.
Right.
You know, going great, and the next thing he's out. But he's a magnificent cricketer.
And again, he's finding the edge at will here. And Zubair Hassan Khan will have to run all the way down to the end. It's a long old boundary there, isn't it? Down to this. Did you say the school end?
The school is just up in that corner there, Milverton, Skulmovey.
Skulmovey. I think I can see it. It looks so very old. I'd say, what, 19th century, is it?
Just at the start of the 20th century.
All right.
There's an extension onto it, all right.
Okay.
Skulmovey. After St. Movie, I'll plough these fields before I go. That was the man that they're called after.
I think we're in the presence of a poet as well, Rodders.
Well, the Movie, the reason he's called that is that the fella dug the field up, and the lad that dug the field up shouldn't have done, so he disappeared down the hole in the ground.
CSI, where are you? Brewster comes in for his final ball in the over. So big over there for the Hills. 16 off it with 1 wicket. So the Hills now move to 73 for 1 off 9. You wouldn't have a par score in your head, would you?
No, the great old tradition in Fingal is par is whatever the lads get in the second innings.
Right.
It makes everyone's life simple.
It does,
because there's lads around here. I mean, we got 220 yesterday, and the pessimist said, you needed about 260.
Right.
Now, we won by 60 runs, but
okay.
it's important to keep the lads on edge.
Absolutely.
At all times.
Yeah.
So if we get 190 here today, somebody will tell you the par is about 230.
Okay.
Which really unsettles the opposition.
Yeah.
Because your fellas pulling and swiping. You know, it's one of those hazards.
Yeah.
So don't mind anyone who tells you par.
Okay.
But you're looking at close enough to 10 and over.
Yeah.
With a light and fast outfield.
Absolutely. So Kruger comes back on for his final over. 17 off his first 3. Pretty economical considering the outfield.
Well. Yeah. He bowled very well.
Yeah.
He won very good overs. The third one.
That's right, yeah.
Fine over, yeah.
Cormac on strike. That's hard
luck.
Yeah. Quick single there by Cormac. He's got kind of an unusual stance, Cormac, doesn't he? He bends that back down.
He has, yeah.
It's very low.
He's low to the ball, yeah.
Yeah.
Now the thing, the big value here is he values his wicket.
Yeah.
You know, he thinks like an opening bat.
Yeah.
You know, as distinct from some of the others we might see around.
I think he knew he bowled a bad ball there, but just a single off it. So a partnership of 12 currently. Oh, he nearly hit it onto his own stumps.
And why would you do that? When you have the front of
It was a very yeah.
You know, and going great.
So a single off every delivery so far on this over. Bit of a
I'll feel it.
The Hills happy to rotate the strike at this stage with 10 overs to gone. Or sorry, 11 overs gone, is it? 11 gone. 78 for 1 off 11. Have you enjoyed this beautiful spell of weather, Jim?
Oh, it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And I say I've been giving out prizes all week.
Oh, have you? Have there been many finals? What finals have been on?
We had the T20 here, the Vineyard.
Yeah,
Tuesday night.
that's right, yeah.
Clontarf.
Yeah.
And a lot of youth finals as well.
Right.
And I did 4 for Clontarf and they lost them all.
Oh,
so
God.
They don't want to see me back. But the 5th one they won, so all is happy again.
Yeah.
So youth finals, women's. I did the 4 women's finals.
Right.
You know, and it's great. So it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
If you're looking at cricket, what could you ask
Yeah,
for?
absolutely.
And then to win here on Tuesday night was one of the great nights at the Vineyard.
Yeah, we watched a bit of the live stream. It looked really, really good.
Yeah, it was one of the great, a huge crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
And lots of neutrals as well. Lovely evening, you know, to come out to cricket, so it's great. And then, you know, Clontarf themselves would have good, strong rivalry.
Yeah.
So it was a decent game.
So a change from the clubhouse end with Zubair Hassan Khan coming back on. Didn't have a good first over. It's a nice looking single down the ground by Murray. He's settling into his role well here. 12 off 8 balls with 2 fours. Cormac anchoring the innings at this stage. I think he'd like to bat the 20 overs. It's a big hit that will go into the car park.
My car.
Is there a car? Oh, and it bounces.
Oh, that's well played.
Oh, and it's hit John Buss's car.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have a
And look at Cork Harlequins player.
We have a lot of ones dent magic. So
Really?
He looks after all that.
Oh, very good. Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
great. I'll have to roar at him there. Hold on one sec. Sorry, my mistake. Not John Buss's car. It's actually the car of one of the Cork Harlequins players. There. Mobeen. Right next to mine. It's a very big strike down the ground.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah. I think that's the 3rd or 4th maximum of the innings. And that's hit hard again. And that'll go into the field.
Joey Archer's field
Into
again.
Joey Archer's field. I must note that. Zubair losing his length completely. And the batsman just cashing in. There'll be a change now, and I think they may have lost that ball. Umpire Willie is walking towards us. The ball's right next to Jim all along. Have you umpired in the past, Jim?
Schools matches.
Right.
Schools and women's matches. No, my day job was principal of the school, so I could get,
Oh, were you?
I could get, I was.
Oh, you was,
so I could
obviously.
get enough misery
Right.
without getting it on a Saturday and a Sunday as well. So no, thank you.
And you were also involved in youth years ago with Cricket Ireland, weren't you?
I did 15, 16 years as chair of the youth cricket.
Yeah.
So it was a fantastic spell.
Funny enough, I remember I was the coordinator of the under 13 Inter Pros. Yeah, I found emails years ago where you were defending me because we had issues with rain down the Mardyke, and we moved the game down to UCC.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
UCC, and there was a few a few protests from certain unions about it. And in fairness to you, defended me. I still have that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we used to... some of the unions just object to going to Cork.
Yeah.
You think it was foreign travel.
But you know the way the Cork people are. I don't like the outsiders.
Yeah, but it was an interesting... the Marlocks are magnificent.
Yeah, it is,
And Farmers Field was a nice ground for youth cricket. It was a lovely ground for
Yeah,
youth cricket.
yeah.
And the bottom line is the welcome you get.
Yeah.
And we were always very, very welcome.
Yeah.
So, it was great going down
Especially when Ralphie was around, John Ralph. God rest his soul.
And Lord of Mercy on Dermot.
Yes, of course. Good pick up by Joyce.
Well done.
Preventing the batsman going for a second. Zubair Hassan Khan hasn't been hit this much in a long time. See how he reacts. He reacts with a slower ball.
Shot.
Looked a little bit high, but the umpire has decided no, it's not a no ball. .93 for 1 off 11. Bit of a swing and a miss there. By Cormac.
Never been found if he'd hit it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out in the far
and
field.
which field do you call that then?
No, that's belonged to, it was the Wenches family.
Right.
They were the people who gave us this field.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mrs. Wenches was a Woods, and Woods were the gentry, the original owners of all the area.
Right.
So George is the man who owns it now. It went into Nama and then back
Oh,
out.
did it really?
Yeah. When Treasury bought it.
Right, okay.
So we bought the field from Nama.
Brilliant.
We own the field now.
Oh, brilliant. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
You hear so many negative things about Nama, but at least something
We were able
positive.
to buy the field. Now we had to pay for it.
Of course.
But,
I hope a knockdown price.
big time. That's Catherine Archer in front of us now.
Oh.
Her dad owns the field.
Very good. And beautiful looking colours as well, isn't it? The gold, the golden.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, there was rapeseed on it last year.
Right.
That yellowy,
Hickey comes back into the attack. He's bowled 2 already. That goes straight down the ground. Where Jack Buss will pick up and throw it back into Hickey. Encouragement from the Cork Harlequins players now. For Adam. Cormac comes down the track, looking for the 2. Cummins says no.
Good call.
Adam's first over went for 6 or 7, but he's been bowling pretty well since then. Just 10 off it so far, off his 2.3 overs. It's a bit of a reverse sweep. I think he tried that earlier on and didn't.
No, it was Cormac.
Oh, was it Cormac that one, the first one?
Yeah, so
no, it wasn't it. Wasn't it Murray that tried to hit it back into his own onto the stumps earlier?
That was this time. That wasn't the shot to play.
No,
and he's practicing it now. He might could give it up.
They'll take the single. It's a bit shorter there by Adam, but Cormac just picks up a single. And how are the Hills men's first team doing in the league this year?
Doing very well. We're second. We have the big game here next Saturday against Balbriggan, the 2 top of the table teams.
Right. Do you think he's...
so doing very well. And the seconds are down in Laois today. They're down in Stradbally. And they will be promoted if they win today.
Oh, so good luck to the Hills second team,
down in Stradbally, which
from Division 5 to 4, I believe. Yeah.
No, I was due to go down there because I'm a Laois man.
Right.
But duty called, so I had to be here first, So
yeah.
No, we're going well, and our youth are going great. So we've Jeremy Bray as our coach as well.
Right.
He's done brilliant work, and we've a lot of cricketers looking after the youth teams,
Which
makes
is
a
always great,
difference.
yeah.
You know, I know as parents they're great to help, but
Yeah.
when you have cricketers as well,
Yeah.
it makes an awful
Perfect, yeah.
difference.
So a dot finished off Adams over. So the Hills moved to 97 for one off 13. They're in a very strong position now. So many batsmen waiting to come in. They can start taking a few risky shots now, Jim.
Yeah, you might think it's time to push on a little bit. Because
as we say it, goes straight into the trees, drops down. Huge six.
Yeah, Andrew McGirl is going through the gap now to try and find it.
Cormac moves to 47. And there'll be a roar if he reaches that half century.
Ball found. That's good spotting.
You have it easy here compared to some other places that I won't mention.
Where the balls
Farmers Cross is notorious for losing balls.
Yeah. Well, I was in Pembroke on Wednesday week where 1,500 worth of balls were lost.
Oh, lovely.
During the Interpros.
Oh, that's true too, yeah.
1,500. There was lads crying every time the ball went over the wall.
Why won't the neighbours give them back to them? Won't the neighbours give them back?
Well, they were going over all sorts.
Oh, right.
Everywhere. They weren't going over the wall.
I saw the one that they nearly hit the builders behind the
That's right, nearly took the blow.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I was actually commentating at the time, I think. No, I wasn't. I was beside it. No, I nearly took the blowtorch out of his hand.
So Cormac happy with a single. Moves to 48. The Hills now 104 for one. I would have never used a blowtorch before. I'm sure it's great fun though.
I'd say it is, yeah. And especially when your house is and the extension is right behind the side screen.
I think they'll have second thoughts going, oh, why did we buy that? Good looking chase to the fielder. And just slipped.
Mind.
He just slipped. There's a bit of a hill coming down and he just slipped.
On the ball as well. He's okay, I think. He's okay.
He looks okay.
He's okay. Had a bit of a fright.
He puts his hands in the air going, what happened? Just lost his footing a little bit. But so the Hills will take 2 for that one. And that's another big looking shot there, but is that gone all the way? That's gone all the way into the car park. Hits 2 cars like a pinball machine. But luckily no damage there. Beautiful shot by Cummins. It's a big strike too.
Beautiful and lovely, elegant.
Yeah.
Just bat through the ball, no force.
Brewster with a bit of a double teapot now, chatting to the Munster captain. So Cork Harlequins says would have 2 captains now. They'd have one for the Leinster team and one for the Munster team.
Yeah, so have we.
Do you have the same team?
Andy Kavanagh captains the T20 team.
Right.
And Tomas Rooney Murphy captains the 50 over
That's
team.
fair, yeah. Interesting.
And we would have had the same when we're playing Fingal cricket. You always had a different captain. It just releases a bit of pressure on people.
So there'll be a ball change here now. It looks fairly damaged there where we have the ball here beside us. So we've been given that ball that went into the car park. It looks very damaged, all right, doesn't it? If we could shine one side of it, we'd get a bit of swing, wouldn't we?
Swing with that one.
Yeah. So Brewster will continue from the clubhouse end. 2 balls remaining in this over. He's gone for 15 already. Very expensive. Bit of a slower one. Cummins will just drive that.
Beautiful.
And well fielded.
Well fielded.
It may go all the way. No.
No, well fielded.
Just a single.
I got the 2.
Apologies, yes, you're right. I was
Right,
looking at
up and
something.
back.
I was looking at the screen.
Yeah, I know,
So
I see
2
the
coming.
left-hander, yeah.
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 That's a big hit in the air, but someone might be under it. The call is, and it's taken. Hickey takes a nice looking catch, and Cummins is out. Goes for 25 off 16 balls with 2 4s and 1 6. Bit of a shake of your head there now. Not happy, Jim, were you?
No, it's an interesting one. That's Murray.
Yeah.
Totally on top of the bowling.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
beautiful cricketer.
Yeah. That 6 that he hit was just sensational.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan Blignott.
Yeah. The South African pro, is he?
Yeah, South African overseas. He plays internationally for Germany.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
And what type of a player is he?
He's a very, very aggressive all-rounder. He'll open the bowling for us and bat 4 or 5.
Okay.
Big hitter of the ball. And if the next one after that would be Mark Donegan, who got 88 for his yesterday not out. He's our wicket keeper.
So Hickey will come from the school end for his last over. 3 overs, none for 12, and good economy of 4.
That's very good. That's very, very good.
And Dylan will face his first ball of this innings. Jim has just told me that this is going into Joey's field. But we'll give you another chance there, Jim.
It's wide.
Deemed a wide ball. And that one is also another wide. Jim's having a giggle here. He knows that if he bowls this straight, it's gone. Instead, he blocks it. Dragged his length back a bit. 116 for 2 off 14 overs. Could be looking here at about 170, 180.
Yeah, 160 I'd say minimum.
Yeah. That's an awful looking ball. Dirty long hop.
Got away with it.
A right smile on Adam Hickey's face.
Got away
I'm
with
sure exactly the same by the batsman going, what was that? But they're always the wicket taking balls.
They're the ones,
balls.
the lads are out to full tosses.
Yeah. Ah, that's a lovely looking shot. Just guided it down.
Clever.
That's a good look, and a good ball back into the keeper from Zubair. 2 off that ball. And that's hit straight and taken.
Great catch.
Brandon.
So that was taken by Brandon Kruger. didn't, unfortunately, will have to go. He wasn't happy with himself, and
he was aiming for Joey's field.
He was aiming for Joey's field, but it was a bit lower than what he thought he was going to connect with.
That's a big wicket, because he's a very destructive cricketer. Big wicket.
But more importantly, it's a another dot ball, which is
and you can bring your numbers back now to 160.
Right.
Now this is Mark Donegan, Irish under-19 international of some years ago.
Mark waits until Dylan comes out and both batsmen passes each other. So welcome wicket there by Cork Harlequins. They've had some good overs and some awful overs today. There's been hit and miss.
Very much at the Parsons egg, yeah. The good ones have been very good.
Yeah.
The trick is that the bad ones aren't too bad, but they have been very, very costly.
Yeah.
But they've taken some very, very important catches. Cummins and Brignott were lads that were expecting to accelerate.
Yeah.
They're both gone.
Yeah.
Low scores.
Yeah. And in fact, Cormac has been stranded on the non-striker now for
a good while.
A good while.
Good while.
I'd like him to see him get his 50 because he's earned it today.
Yeah,
he's batted really, really well.
Now he really needs to go on. He needs to stay there.
Of course,
and anchor the innings.
Yeah. Another left-hander.
Lovely striker of the ball, so I won't put the curse on him.
No, I think you did the commentator's curse. You built Dylan up,
yeah,
and the next thing.
Yeah, I said he was going into the field. He actually just stopped short of it.
Yeah. And they'll take a quick single there. Good work there by Cormac. Calls his partner through for a single. So 1 to come. 5 off this over and a wicket. A nice breeze comes through the commentary area. The attempt for a run out, very, very close. They will ask. And umpire Willie says no. That's the end of the over. A very good over there by Adam Hickey. That ends his spell of 4 overs, 1 for 17. Economy of 4.25. He'll be happy with that, Jim, I think.
Tremendous. It's tremendous. If you're under 6
yeah.
in T20,
yeah.
you've done well.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's bowled very, very
yeah.
well. And getting key wickets as well is what you need to do at the early part of the game.
Now, Ryan Joyce has been introduced from the clubhouse end.
Wrist spin, is it?
Oh no, a bit of seam.
No seam, okay.
Yeah. Oh, he whips that arm around.
Okay.
Pretty deceptive.
Okay.
So he'd be best friends now with Brandon out there. And his brother Devon is in front of us as well.
Right, now is Brandon...
Yeah.
Is Brandon
So South African. No, South African.
South
The three of them are South Africans.
Oh, they're all South African.
Yeah.
Studying, working...
Working in Cork now, yeah.
Great.
There seem to be a few South Africans moving over to Ireland in the recent years now.
Yeah, we've had a few of them. We made Max Aronson here for a number of years.
Of course.
Fantastic. And we had Albert van der Merwe.
Yeah.
And, of course, Bryn Thomas. So we've had a lot of... And had great experience with South Africa. Tremendous cricketers.
Yeah. Decent people too, actually.
Lovely, yeah. Leg by.
A half appeal by Ryan.
Leg by. Still he hasn't got his 50. Yeah.
Cormac has a chance here now to... He'll cut that away, but there could... Brings him up to 49.
49, yeah.
The roar from one of the Quins fielders is singles are winners here. Oh, and it would have been an unbelievable catch.
Would have been a great catch.
He knows it.
Dropped. Later on in the night down Fingal, that'll be described as a dolly.
Yeah, well,
Dolly.
it was hit very hard, Jim, to be fair, but I suppose at this day and age...
Junior McLean used to say to me when I come to him, if they're in the air, you catch them.
Yeah. He knows it.
It's a great effort. Out.
And that one is gone this time. So that's Mark. Mark gone. And in comes the captain, Andy Kavanagh. It's a bit of a wobble here now for the Hills.
Indeed, yes. Batter's going very cheaply to loose enough shots. Now my 160 is looking very good, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So 121 for 4 at this stage. Joyce is a bit deceptive if they haven't played against him before. He plays a lot of these players who play for the Munster Heat now, who had a good competition this year, in the emerging series.
Fair play to them, yeah. Great work being done with them. I have great time for the work that Ted does.
It's 2 off this over. Bit of dust on the field, on the wicket. All wickets suffering at the moment with the ground.
Yeah, we're having a chat about the hybrid ones.
Yeah. And there's an appeal for an LBW. Umpire isn't interested. Be a leg by in the end.
Bit high, perhaps.
Yeah. Joyce will ask the question, maybe. I think Andrew got a bit of a sting there. So Cormac comes on to strike, looking to reach that 50 mark. And he'll get it with ease. A beautiful looking shot.
Lovely shot.
Onto the onside. And well batted by Cormac for 50. Off 34 balls with 2 4s and 3 6s. A warm round of applause around the ground by the Hills players and supporters. He'll be delighted with that one.
That's great. He's in a rich vein of form at the minute. He's got some big runs for us in the last month, which is great for him, and got runs for the Lightning as well.
Yes.
So he's batting very, very... No, he's very, very committed. He's here working a lot with Jeremy, and he's going to New Zealand in the winter.
Oh, is he? Oh, very good.
So very, very committed to his game, and a great young lad. Works very hard.
And sure, why not at that age? Go off.
You might as well.
Go and have the experience. Go to...
Yeah, wherever you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always tell the people at the graveyard and Swords is full of lads who thought they were indispensable. So go off and enjoy yourself.
I think that's the message for the day for all our viewers and listeners out there on YouTube land, wherever you are around the world. Go off and explore this world. And a very warm welcome to everybody who has tuned in today. Very full there. Senan Jones coming back on from the school end. Bowling his third over. $124 for 4 off 16.1 overs. Next couple of overs will be very crucial for the Hills. They try and accelerate to get up to that 150, 160 mark. Bit of a slower ball there by Jones. They look for the 2. They'll have to settle for the 1. A good throw in by Jack Buss. And that's gone all the way for a boundary. A welcomed boundary for the Hills. Cormac moves to 55. The Hills move to 129 for 4. 6 off this over so far. Dot ball there by Jones. He's bowling very full, isn't he?
He is, and bowling nicely. I can remember him coming through the youth setup.
That's right.
You know, bowling nicely himself, and the brother is...
He's over there, Roo.
Yeah, I can remember the 2 lads, yeah.
That's well struck.
Oh! Bad bounce.
Yeah. Kieran O'Reilly was very unlucky there. In fact, he could have been hitting the head the way.
Could have been, yes.
Yeah. Very unlucky. Just hit a divot. Went over. Very similar to what happened with Adam Hickey earlier on in the innings. Back to back. 2 4s now in this over. And that'll beat again. Beat the fielders, and that'll go for another boundary. Lovely looking shot there by Cormac. He's opening up his shoulders a bit now. Move to 63. And more importantly, the Hills are 137 for 4 off 17. Very good over there by the Hills.
Great over, and some beautiful shots from Cormac.
He seems very much in control of his own game.
Yeah, and knows what he can do.
Yeah,
plays with the shots he knows. He has a strategy, and Jeremy has worked a lot on that approach to the game.
Right.
Knowing what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he would say about 1 or 2 of our players, they actually have too many shots.
Right.
You know, ones that get them out.
Yeah.
You think about what you do well,
yeah,
and then that's what you implement.
Build on that. So if anybody wants to join the Hills, how would they go about doing it?
Oh, everybody's welcome in the gate.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
There's an appeal for an LBW.
No, Willie doesn't like it.
No.
Yeah, no, it's in the gate. The membership is about 150 a year, which is very, very good.
Oh, that's very good.
But now we charge a match fee.
Yeah, of course, right.
Because, well, then the people paying are playing the most cricket.
Yeah.
Rather than have a heavy fee.
Okay.
People might get in the value of it.
Right, I understand that, yeah.
And we provide teas.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the clubs don't.
No.
There's been an issue with
because of COVID, obviously.
COVID, well, it started with COVID,
yeah.
but in the words of my sister, you should never waste a good crisis.
Yes. Bit of a Yorker length ball there by Joyce. Well played by Cormac for a single. And when do the youths train? If anybody wants to come down and play youths.
Few evenings, they'll work here during the afternoons.
Yeah.
They have a night on Monday. They have a big night on Wednesday, which are referred to as the Blue Stump evening.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well,
It's a wide ball.
There were always blue stumps.
Right.
Is that it? That was life is very simple.
Yeah.
But we have youngsters come in. And
Okay.
now the field could be covered.
Okay.
You know, and we have a pile of youth teams then as well. So great coverage for youth boys and girls.
Very
and great
good.
work done with them. And
Nice.
you see them shortly down in the nets playing away and enjoying themselves. And
Brilliant.
you see a lot of youngsters around here today
Yeah.
as well.
It's great to see. And that's bowled. Lovely looking ball there. Middle stump by Joyce.
To Andy Kavanagh.
Seems the last few batsmen coming in haven't been able to get a start at all.
No, and possibly attacking too much.
Right.
I watched New Zealand the last fortnight, and they get singles, and then they hit a 4.
Yeah.
You don't have them conscious of lifting the bat.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just very methodical.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lesson in that. Now, here's the skipper of the 50 over team, Tomas Rooney Murphy.
Tomas played at inter-pro level at
He
some
did,
stage.
yes,
Yeah.
he did, and he played with whatever the Ireland development side was.
Yes,
or
yeah,
A side.
yeah.
He did, yes, and he played Ireland under 17s.
Very good.
But he has played inter-pro. Good, solid all-rounder. So Andy is not happy with himself.
We get that all the time. So 140 for 5 now. 3 balls remaining left in this over. I think your 160 looks
160
probably.
Yes, 160, 8 and over.
8 and over at the stage, yeah.
160 is what you're looking at. And both teams are in the game at 160.
Yeah.
They're not batted out of it.
No. Joyce bowls a shorter ball, but he dug that one in. Just a single now. 4 off it. It brings long on and long off. Were going to go in a bit straighter, but now they're being pulled out wider. Right. Was there?
As well, yeah.
That's well struck. But that's going to go all the way for a boundary.
Beautiful.
Lovely strike by Cormac.
Beautiful.
Cormac moves to 68 now. 6 4s and 3 6s. Cormac happy with the single and will keep strike. He's the main man now, isn't he?
He is. Now, Tomas is a very clever cricketer.
Yeah.
So he will get singles. He won't hog the strike. He'll get singles to get up the other end.
Yeah. 146 for 5 now, off 17. Just 3 overs to go.
2 overs to go.
Even that. Yeah, sorry for that. I'm looking at the big screen, the big score board at the very end, and it says 17. Although we've got screens here. Joe, get a grip. So 2 overs to go. 146 for 5. Jones will continue. It's well struck, and that goes under the fielder for a boundary. Fantastic start to this over.
That makes it a tough over for you.
Yeah.
See the 4 on the first ball.
Yeah. Better ball there by Jones. Just a dot this time. Anything full or wide, Cormac will cut that away. Just like that one. Cormac riding his luck a little bit there. Finding the edge, but he's in form now.
Very hard to defend against those.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be the same for both sides.
That's the theory anyway.
Yeah. Couple of changes in the field as Zubair Hassan Khan is told to drop back onto the boundary. This time Cormac was just happy to take the single. So 9 off, coming off the first 4 balls. Cormac playing a superb innings currently. 78 not out. 8 fours and 3 sixes. Thomas gets a full toss and he dispatches that to a bit of a cow corner for a boundary. Expensive over this for Cork Harlequins. 13 off it so far with 1 ball remaining.
Shot.
And they reached the 160 that Jim was talking about with an over to spare.
Well, yeah, that's positive now. There's been 2 good overs. Cormac has done very well now to accelerate from his 50.
Yeah, and he has done very well.
He has done very well now to accelerate.
Yeah.
You know?
He's basically taken the team by the scruff of the neck, and
he has now. If he gets another few runs, you're starting then to look at the game going out of reach.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But as it stands, that's a competitive total.
Yeah. So it'll be Joyce who will continue from the clubhouse end, bowling his 3rd over. 2 for 11 off 2. So the last over now coming up. I have to retake that now. Looking to hit that for the boundary ball, but only just they may get 2. Oh, a direct hit would have been out.
Would have been out.
But good running by the Hills pair. 2 off that. Moves their team to 162 now. Bit of a false stroke there.
High up the bat.
Yeah. Joyce mixing up his pace, line and length at times, which has served him well in his spell. This time it may go for a boundary. That's a lovely shot again. Well timed by Cormac. He moves to 82. The Hills now 167 for 5. 3 balls remaining.
Shot. Out.
And that's well taken there
Catch.
by Adam Hickey. Cormac gets a pump fist from the bowler in appreciation for the fine innings that he's batted today. He unfortunately will have to go for 82. And I'm sure he'll receive a wonderful applause by the faithful here. Batted very well, Jim, didn't he?
Batted very well, yeah, and hit that very nicely. Just picked out a fielder, good catch by the fielder, and that gentleman has bowled very well.
Absolutely.
Three wickets, and for his less than only 3 overs, he won.
I question that. I'd say the captain would be going, "Oh my God, why didn't I bring him on earlier?" So you can hear the applause he gets. Fair play to Cormac. Well played by the young man.
Ashley Bain.
So Ashley Bain comes out. 6 wickets down now. Just 2 balls remaining. Looking at the coach, he seems to have a bit of a smile on his face. Does he smile
Jeremy,
a lot?
Jeremy, very positive man.
Very good.
Very positive.
Bit of a full toss this time. And it's dispatched for a boundary. Not a good ball there. And Bain gets off the mark with a boundary. Final ball coming up now. Oh, and that'll go through everyone, through the keeper. And that'll end the Hills innings.
75.
Yeah. It's 175 for 6 off the 20 overs. A fantastic knock by Cormac. Was fantastic for the team.
Yeah, there's the highlight of the innings. Some very good bowling, some good catches. So Cork Harlequins are not batted over. They're well in the game.
Absolutely.
They're well in the game. So we'll be looking forward to the second innings.
So we'll leave it there, Jim. Please join us in about 15 minutes' time when we will come back for the Cork Harlequins innings. Thank you.
And a very warm welcome back to the Vineyard for the semi-final of the ClearCurrency All-Ireland semi-final T20 Cup. It is the Leinster champions, the Hills versus Cork Harlequins. The Cork Harlequins won the toss, opted to bowl. The Hills scored 175 for the loss of 6 wickets. For just having a quick break. The second innings will be commencing very soon. And while we're waiting for that, I am delighted that the Munster Operations Committee member John Buss is alongside. Hello, manager. Sorry. How are you, John?
Let's not promote me to the committee. I'm also Cork Harlequins as well. I'll put my true colours on today. So I'm not here as a Munster man. I'm here as supporting my club, Harlequins.
Dead right.
The Quins, the mighty Quins.
Thank you so much. Cheers. That's our scorers there, giving us the Duckworth Lewis, as John is having a quick look there as we look to the skies. A bit cloudy around.
There's a few thunderstorms over to the western half of the country, but I'm not sure they're going to get across to us.
Fingers crossed they don't. Fingers crossed.
It's been a cracking game, Eric. What do you think?
Well, it has been a wonderful game so far. Cork Harlequins chasing 176 to win this game. The Hills require 10 wickets or to try and restrict Cork Harlequins to less. How did you find that first innings, John?
It looked to me like the Hills were getting away a bit at the start there. Some of the bowlers bowled a little bit too short, and there was a good start by Cormac. I think it was Cormac. Got underneath a few and whacked him away. They pulled it back in the middle overs, did the Quins bowlers, pulled it back really nicely. Vital wicket of Murray, get him out in the 20s. He's a quality batsman, and I've seen him finish off a T20 really, really well. And Cormac
played very well, didn't he?
30 runs there once he got to his 50. Has he taken it away from Quins? I don't know. This looks to me like a high-scoring sort of outfield, high-scoring pitch. I think if the batsmen back themselves and really go for it, I think 170s are not beyond this Quins side. We will see. It's going to be a cracking second half. I think the first 6 overs are going to decide it. Power play.
Absolutely. A crucial power play. Of course, only 2 fielders allowed outside the ring. Just before we swiftly move on, just a quick word about Cormac's innings. 70, 80 odd, I think it was. Great inning. 82.
He was really well crafted. He just kept his composure when he was on strike. He put away the bad balls, but it wasn't just that. There was one point where he hadn't faced the ball for I think about 2 or 3 overs. So there was wickets the other end, and he was looking to hit it straight down the ground. Came down to the spinner and just corrected the last minute. Really lovely late hands to just cut it away for a 4. Really good, really quality player. 82. I think anything over a 50 in this game is going to help your side. 82, was it the winning innings? Don't know.
Absolutely.
I'm Quins. I'm on the Quins.
A quality innings by a quality player. Cormac McCarthy, Gavin. 82. And he was dismissed there in the final over. Righto. So moving on, you can see there in the top right-hand part of your display is a badge. Do you want to tell us what that is, John?
That's the logo of my company, my business, DAP Tank Ireland Ltd, or DAPT.
Great. And tell us, what is it? What is your company?
We basically make artificial wickets for cricket teams. New venture. The last couple of years we've been thinking about this, and this year around Munster, a lot of new teams, new clubs, a lot of new Irish teams, desperate for places to play, got themselves farmers' fields, and I was approached and said, look John, you've got the wherewithal and the knowledge, do you want to put in some pitches? So I put in a couple of pitches in the week before the start of the season in April, and then from there we've just gone on. We've now become pretty much a fixture in Munster. So there's 5 pitches of mine out there at the moment being played on, so several hundred games have already taken place on them, and that's the ethos of the company, DAPT Tank Ireland. So we can go Ireland across the island of Ireland, and we're very much a small business, bespoke. I like to work with the clubs and keep the character of what they want to create, and they seem to like it. Good wickets, something for the bowlers. I'm a spin bowler. I've taken wickets on my own pitches. Who knew? Brilliant.
Who knew? There we go. And tell us, how can people contact you, John?
Yeah, so basically my number, give me a call, 085 1288 783, or drop me an email, john432dapt@gmail.com. So I'll just repeat that again. If you're getting a piece of paper out, I'm not going to listen to the stream later. john432dapt@gmail.com, or 085 1288 783. growing the game in Ireland and Munster.
Absolutely. It's very important that we do grow the game in Munster. It's got in recent years, Munster have been stepping up on interprovincial level and also at development level. So in order to get your club up and running, the hallmark of your club is the pitch, is the surface. So tell us very quickly, I think you mentioned it there, how many pitches have you put down so far, John?
5 so far this year. There's another 2 or 3 coming along in the stream at the moment, just being sorted out in the final stages.
Brilliant.
But it's good. The commercial operation for me, but it's quite nice to be part of Munster and the infrastructure there, and to see 2 new clubs for us, and each with multiple teams. It's just been huge, and it's great to be part of growing the game, because there are so many people coming into cricket right now.
Absolutely. John, thank you very much for that. So again, just going, I suppose, back to your Munster cap, the game is growing in Munster currently, very much so. As just looking around there, I think we're nearly ready to go. So hopefully next season, do we hope that more clubs will be in Munster? Is that the plan?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's, especially away from Cork. Munster traditionally for many years was very Cork-centric.
Yeah.
But now we're growing the game in Limerick. There's 2 clubs in Limerick now. There's probably enough players for a third. I know there's a third being talked about. Clare have joined in this year. Tipperary, for a long time we had Tipperary, which became Nina. In the northern half of that county. Now we have Clonmel, United Cricket Clonmel, but Clonmel famous cricketing club historically, so that's reformed. We have 2 in Waterford. We're thinking there's a possibility of another one down there. It's definitely growing. Within Cork itself, loads of interest. If we can get ourselves a municipal ground somewhere, that would be quite handy, because it's just the big clubs where the multiple teams are under pressure all the time. But it's fantastic to see it, and the youth. The youth side of things, I think we've across all age groups now well over 200 youth players in Munster. We've practically doubled our numbers in the last 3 years, and it's just going to keep growing. And as you say, in provincial level, we've got teams at all levels, from under 13 to the Heat, and even up to the Reds. As I look across at a Reds senior player who's got his back to me, Murray. It was great to have him in the Reds. He gives us a smile there. Fantastic. Pity he's playing against the Munster team today. But
playing against the Munster team today, is Murray.
Not the Munster team.
The Munster representative team.
Yeah. It's great to see you've got players out there, Reds players and Heat players who train together, playing against each other. Fantastic.
And of course, the idea would be that a player from Limerick, from County Clare, from Kerry, from Waterford, that one day they'll go on to represent the development team, the Munster Heat, and hopefully someday the interprovincial team, the Munster Reds.
Absolutely, Eric. Actually, if you look at this year, the first thing we've done for many years in Munster, we had an under-13 team take part in a provincial tournament up in Derry. Thanks to Northwest, if you're listening, fantastic tournament for the guys. That featured players from 4 different clubs, four different regions of Munster. Our under-15s and 17s, we had 7 different clubs providing players, which is huge for us, going from 4 to 7 clubs with youth section, youth players. So all parts of Munster. Munster geographically is such a huge province, stretching from Galway down to Waterford, and to see players from Galway to Waterford representing at youth level, it's huge. We really are growing the game down in the south. Growing the game.
Absolutely, and of course Munster traditionally is a sports mad province in various other sports, in rugby, the soccer, the GAA, so hopefully we'll add cricket to that list, and as you said, the logo is up on top there with all the contact details for John, for setting up, setting up your cricket club. The hallmark of that, the benchmark, is the surface, and that John can help you out with that. So thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Eric. Nice to be invited to say something.
So,
cheers to Club Sportscast TV. Fantastic coverage.
Thank you very much, John, for the heads up there. We'll give you the whole thing there now. So the umpires are making their way back out. I heard the bell there going off. We can see the Hills, who have posted 175 away to our left-hand side. Just in their team huddle, nearly ready to go. And the Cork Harlequins batters to the right hand side. The music is blaring. The speakers on the top of the clubhouse, the crowd have all piled into the bar area away to our right hand side. And the players are taking the field of play. I'm delighted that rejoining me is Joe.
Thank you very much, Walters. And thank you, John, for joining us there. So the two batsmen coming out for Cork Harlequins, Matthew Brewster, the skipper, and Mubin Ali, number 8 and number 32.
A big thank you to John Buss and Jim Bennett. Of course, you can see John's logo there in the top right-hand corner. Be sure to give him a shout. So the players are back out there. Looks like Matt Brewster is going to open up the batting with Mubin. $167 required for Cork Harlequins to go into the All-Ireland ClearCurrency T20 final. It will be Jonathan Toll to open the bowling from the school end of the ground. That's the far end of the ground. So, of course, Jim Bennett telling us the reason for the school end, that there's a school just up in the distance over our left shoulders. Really is a wonderful venue to play cricket here at the Hills. And in order for them to get into the final, they have to defend 175. Here we go. Short. And first ball, one bounce four. Good start for Cork Harlequins, not so for the Hills. A bit of a loosener there from Toll. And Matt Brewster didn't need any second invitation. So 4 first ball then. Quins off the mark. Much better from Toll. Yorker length delivery. Donegan there behind the stumps, collecting that ball. So much better length delivery there from Toll. Driven down the ground. Fielder got a hand on the way through for another dot. Bowling left arm through and around. Much better length from Toll. So the first one was a bit of a loosener. There's a few shouts of that's your loosener out there, which club cricketers would be familiar with. Driven again, straight at the fielder. So it happened a little bit to the Hills in the first innings where they found the fielders. Happening a bit here to Matt Brewster. One to come. Stumping opportunity and it's gone. Mark Donegan. Quick hands behind the stumps. Matt Brewster, after facing 4 dot balls, the pressure was building. He raced down the track. He didn't make contact. And that's the first wicket down. 1 over gone. Cork Harlequins 4 for the loss of 1 wicket. Great start for the Hills. Not so for the Munster men. Wonderfully bowled from Toll. After the first delivery was a drag down, dispatch for 4. The preceding 5 were full. They were accurate. Matt couldn't get them away. And he ran down the track, missed it, and got stumped. That's the end of the first over then. It's going to be Ryan Joyce. He's going to bat 3 for Cork Harlequins. He bowled very well, taking 3 wickets at the back end. So Mubin hasn't faced a ball yet, and he's already got a new partner. It's going to be Dylan then to open up the bowling from the clubhouse end of the ground. Just seen Jim walk past there. Thanks, Jim, for coming on the live stream. It'll be Mubin on strike. Cork Harlequins 4 for 1 after the first over. The required run rate is already up at 9s. Only 5 overs to go in the power play. The 2 men out are a deep backward square and a third man, the deep backward square, protecting that short boundary away to the leg side. Interesting, no spinners have bowled from this clubhouse side so far. Of course, with the leg side boundary being as short as it is. Definitely a ploy. So here goes Dylan. And that's a wide ball. First extra of the innings. A very impressive first innings, Joe, from the Hills, and especially Cormac McCarthy, Gavin. 82 runs for him.
Absolutely, and they've put up a challenging total now for Cork Harlequins to try and chase down. And a very good over for the Hills, the first up.
Was there an edge? The fielders were convinced. The umpire is unmoved. Well,
lovely looking ball, that.
The players were pleading with the umpire. They thought that there was a little edge. But the umpire just stood there and stared and shook his head. Well, it's always as a batter when the umpire stands and stares, you get a bit worried, Joe.
You do.
But not on that occasion. I know umpires, if they stand and stare, normally it's a bad thing, but not on that occasion. As that's played down the ground, well fielded by the fielder at mid-on. So Mubin getting off strike. He's off the mark with 1. That'll bring Ryan on strike for Cork Harlequins. Good start here from Dylan Blignott. He got out cheaply in the first innings, so he'll want to contribute with the ball. It's a big total for Cork Harlequins to face. Already a wicket down in the first over as Ryan faces up to his first delivery. Played down to third man. They'll be pushing for 2. And they will come back. It's well fielded out there by Tomas Rooney Murphy, the third man fielder. As the clouds start to come over the vineyard, looks like a good surface for batting. Pulled into the deep. And it will be 1 bounce for. The fielder was coming round from deep backward square, but Ryan Joyce got it in front of him for his first boundary. Much needed boundary for Cork Harlequins. They can't let the rate get too high. And of course, wickets early up will drive up that run rate. Good line there from Dylan, good response. So this is the first time these two have met then. Cork Harlequins ones versus the Hills ones. Proving to be a good game so far. Perhaps the Hills, well actually definitely the Hills are ahead at this point in time, but a long way to go. As that's full from this time from Dylan. And that's 2 overs done. Harlequins 12 for the loss of 1 wicket. Ryan Joyce on 6. Mubin on 1. Looks like Toll will be given a second over. Both teams opening up with a spin bowler. And as we were saying earlier on, both spinners opening up from that school end of the ground with the long boundary to the leg side. So Mubin on strike. Required run rate already at 9s for Cork Harlequins. Something they'll need to keep an eye on. They're going on a run of ball at the moment. Here goes Toll to Mubin. Into the air. Fielder comes round and takes it. What a catch that was. It's Murray Cummins running in from deep square leg. Covered about 20 metres, diving forward and takes the catch. What a grab that was. Mubin has to go. 2 wickets down now. Cork Harlequins only 12 runs on the board. Great catch there from Murray.
Fantastic catch there, Rodders. He ran in about 10, 15 metres.
Bit more, I'd say. Yeah.
Diving catch. Big pressure on Cork Harlequins now.
Mubin has to go then. Looking to attack the spinner. Going for that long boundary on the square boundary. Didn't have enough to get it over the rope. And it was Murray who ran in and took the catch. Bit of a champagne moment that was, Joe.
Fantastic.
It was a great catch. Because, of course, Cormac was running in from long on, so he had to call off his mate as well.
I don't think he would have reached it, to be honest. Murray had the momentum there. It's always wonderful to see fantastic fielding.
So the batters have crossed then. Brandon Kruger, the new batter, he'll be at the non-striker's end. Ryan is striking. 2 wickets down already, Cork Harlequins. Two wickets going to Jonathan Toll. Fielded by Cormac at mid-on. Well, already early stages so far, but already Cork Harlequins are under a bit of pressure here. We did hear John say at the break that the power play would be crucial, as that's pushed through extra cover in the air for a little bit, but wide of the fielder, and 4 more. That's Ryan's second boundary with an extra cover drive. Close to the fielder, Dylan, but just to the right of him, and 4 more.
He was very lucky there, Rodgers, but a nice looking cover drive.
Of course, Ryan scoring runs in the championship yesterday in Balrotherry. He'll be looking to repeat the dose. Different format though. Dragged down from
That may
Toll.
not go.
Finds the fielder. For 1, that'll bring Brandon on strike. Brandon going to be facing up to his first delivery. Of course, Brandon playing that solitary game for the Munster Reds. That was in Pembroke Cricket Club versus the Northern Knights. Pushed into the leg side, but well fielded in there.
There's always that stat. If you lose 3 wickets in the power play, you're not going to win a game.
Brandon pushes that out to long on for 1. That will bring an end to the 3rd over. Cork Harlequins in a spot of bother, 18 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Who are you?
17 for 2. 3 overs done. And as you said there, Joe, very important that Quins stay in this game.
Yes, especially with this power play. Can't afford to lose any more wickets, so it's important that these pair now build a partnership.
As you said,
right up to the 15th, 16th over.
Absolutely, taking it deep is very important, as this is a well-organised Hills outfit. As Jim was saying, a big game next week versus Balbriggan here at the Vineyard, a top of the table clash. They've been having a good season. And Dylan then, he'll have to run in again. Not too sure why he pulled out. There has been a few issues running in from the clubhouse end of the ground with movement behind the bowler's arm, but I don't think it was that time. Of course, a hive of activity in front of the clubhouse. Lots of people chatting, sharing stories, as that's a wide down the leg side from Dylan.
I think he slipped as well as he was following through.
You'll have to reload that one. So yeah, a hive of activity, lots of people walking around the ground, taking in the views, enjoying their Sunday afternoon of cricket. Well, Brandon is ready, so too is the bowler. And that's well bowled from Dylan, right on target, and a good length. That length that kind of hits the top of the bat, trying to knock the bat out of the batter's hand. Very difficult to get away. And I'm sure the Hills bowlers will be expecting the Quins batters to take them on, looking at the scoreboard. Well stopped from Mark, as that's the 2nd wide of the over. Cork Harlequins bowled their fair share of wides, about average.
Yeah.
The extras, one would say. Was there noise? Another appeal for a caught behind, no wide given, which means that it may have come off the pad.
I think Willie's going to have a word with the captain about excess appealing.
Wouldn't know anything about that, Joe. But there was a noise on the way through, but it came off the pad. And I think a word to the captain there,
Yeah.
Joe, to Andrew.
So a dot ball in the end after all that.
Andrew Kavanagh, the captain for the Hills, getting a talking to by the umpire. Inside half of the bat, fielded by 45, who's inside the ring, as there's a deep square, kind of a board of deep square leg on the boundary, protecting that short boundary away to the right hand side, the leg side, as you look at it on your screen. Through the air, over the top, and 4.
That's just gone, ramped him up over the little hill that we have here into the farm.
Great shot there from Brandon as the locals descend on the field. Looks like they know. And, well, just as we said, they found the ball immediately. So, well practiced, well versed. So, well done to the people looking for the ball. Retrieved it straight away. It's great to have local knowledge, isn't it?
Absolutely. I must have a look at that field to see if there's any it's tall grass or it has been cut, because if it has been cut then...
Played into the leg side, looking for 2, but with the short boundary, won't be enough time to get back. So only 1 run. Of course, that's another thing, playing the ball into the long boundary could be an opportunity to get a 2. But not on this occasion. 1 ball to go. 25 for the loss of 2 wickets. 1 delivery to come in the 4th over. Ryan will face it. And Dylan will want to finish strong for his team here. Through extra cover.
It's going to come to us, Rodders.
Rolling up the hill. And that will be 4. Great shot there from Ryan to finish the over. The score is 29 for 2. 4 overs done.
Good over for Cork Harlequins on that occasion. Ryan likes to hit those cover drives. One of his favourite shots.
Very strong in that area is Ryan. We saw in the first innings Levon Shields hitting the same area as well, that extra cover boundary. And Harlequins will know that they will have to keep going. But one imagines it's not going to get any easier. Still Thomas Rooney Murphy to have a bowl. And coming into the attack now, it's going to be Ashley Bain. Couple of lusty blows in the first innings from Ashley. He'll be looking to follow that up with the ball. You say there about local knowledge, Joe, about balls going into the field. You want to comb the field, see can you find any spare balls. I think we need them down in Munster.
We do indeed.
With the amount of big scores we've had over the weekend.
I believe, there was 440 runs scored by Clare yesterday against Lismore.
Long day. Ashley then. Played into the leg side from Brandon. Finds the fielder for no run. So I would say in both fields, Joe, a great opportunity to recover some lost cricket balls. Here comes Ashley again, right arm over, and he will also pull up. So that's happened a few times now.
It's contagious at this stage.
It is.
I think they're just losing their run-ups a little bit.
It's not the flattest of grounds, of course, where we are. It's the top of the hill, and it kind of goes down, then flat where the block is, or the square. Wherever part of the world you are, you'd refer to.
That's a lovely shot by Brandon Kruger. May go all the way.
One bounce 4. Great shot there from Brandon, up and over the top. It's the second time in 2 overs now. He's executed that extra cover drive over the top very well. Moves Cork Harlequins onto 33 now for the loss of 2 wickets. And there's the field change. Murray will come into the circle at deep square. And the mid-off fielder will drop back to long off. So Ashley running in. Down the ground. Will get the single. Fielded there by Dylan, running around from extra cover. So extra cover, very strong region for both these batters. They've already found the extra cover boundary. So the Hills thinking on their feet. They wouldn't have seen this Cork Harlequins team. They wouldn't be very familiar with them. So they're learning as they go. As Ryan faces up to Ashley. Cut away this time, but the fielder's placed at a wide third man, so just a single taken. Six runs off this over. Very interesting. Here, Joe, you feel the bowler can't drift onto the pads here as there's nobody out on the leg side. The boundary, two boundary fielders is long off and deep point.
I think he may bowl a bit of a shorter ball here now.
He does, and it's And a very warm welcome back to the Vineyard for the semi-final of the ClearCurrency All-Ireland T20 Cup. One ball to go then. It's 41 for 2. Cork Harlequins chasing 176 for victory. Ashley will be bowling his final delivery. Thank you very much to John there, jumping on during the break. And Joe is alongside, so one ball to come then in this over. Down the leg side, very well taken by Mark. But Ashley will have to reload that one again, Joe. Kind of hard to know what to say, but the players are back out there.
Yep, good to see it.
Very scary moment, but the full half an hour has been taken by the umpires. They have deemed that both sets of players can retake the field and the game can go on. So cut away. 4 runs to end the over through the offside. 5 overs done. 46 for the loss of 2 wickets. Expensive over that one. The first one from Ashley going for 17 runs, Joe.
Absolutely. Harlequins will be delighted with that over. They've reduced the run rate now, which is now just under 9. And they'll need a few more of those big overs to eat into this total of 175 that they're chasing.
Looks like it's going to be a change of bowling from the clubhouse end. It's going to be Thomas Rooney Murphy, the 50 over captain, as Jim was telling us earlier on. So he'll be introduced to the attack for the first time. Of course, we saw him earlier on this season down below at the Oyster Oval for the MCC versus the County Kerry 11 Select. Thomas Rooney Murphy was playing for the MCC that day, bowled very well, took a few wickets, and he'll be looking to do the same again. Hit the winning runs against Clontarf earlier this week. That sealed the victory for the Hills in the Alan Murray T20 Cup final. 6 runs over mid-wicket, I believe, and now he's got ball in hand. Ryan Joyce is facing up. Played to point, fielded by Cormac, and well backed there. So Ryan is on strike, 16 off 10 with 3 boundaries. Brandon Kruger, 21 off 12, 3 boundaries and 1-6. This partnership worth 34 now. 5 more deliveries to go in the power play as Thomas Rooney Murphy. That's straight up in the air. Who wants it? Murray Cummins settles and takes it. Big wicket for the Hills. Skied in the air by Ryan Joyce. Murray Cummins called it early. Takes the catch. Cork Harlequins 3 down. Nicely bowled there from Thomas Rooney Murphy. Kind of a back of a length delivery. A difficult one to get away. Ryan took on the pull as he should do. The short boundary was to the right hand side of your screen. Just couldn't get hold of it. And skied it up for an easy catch to Murray at extra cover. That will bring Devon to the wicket. Nice round of applause there for Ryan.
It's unfortunate to say, but normally drinks bring wickets, and that's what happened. And we don't know how what went on earlier affected Ryan. So well played to him.
Absolutely. He scored 16. And that broke that partnership.
Bit of a commentator's curse there, Rodders.
I think so. They did cross, so Devon will be at the non-striker's end. Brother of Ryan, so one brother replacing another.
Another player who likes his cover drives.
Absolutely. So, 2 strong players down the ground as the Hills getting their fielders in the right positions as Thomas Rooney Murphy is at the end of his mark. Good length delivery outside the off stump for a dot ball. Well, lots of noise in the field by the Hills. You mentioned earlier, Joe, that 3 wickets in the power play. Statistically, doesn't work out well for the batting side batting second.
No.
And Cork Harlequins have lost 3 wickets in the power play. Still 130 runs to get. Caught and caught hard
That's
by Brandon Kruger.
That's a lovely looking shot there by Brandon.
We saw earlier today Cormac McLaughlin Gavin bat right through the innings, scoring a wonderful 82. And you feel if the Munster side are to get anywhere near this total, that someone will have to replicate that innings. Through extra cover this time, straight to the fielder. And well fielded out there by Levon. It was hit pretty hard to him. He picked it up without fumbling it and threw it back into Mark, the keeper. Last ball then, before the Hills can spread the field. Thomas Rooney Murphy to bowl it. Cut straight to Cormac at backward point. End of the 6th over. That's the power play done for the day. Cork Harlequins 51 for the loss of 3 wickets. You're all very welcome along to the Vineyard. 15 overs to go. Cork Harlequins require 125 to win. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So wherever you are watching from, be sure to subscribe to the Club Sportscast TV YouTube channel and leave a comment there in the comments box. Tell us what you think.
Be nice.
Thank you to the scorer there, just letting us know that Levon Shields then, who batted well up the top of the innings for the Hills, will now be given the ball by his captain Andrew Kavanagh. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, plenty more matches coming up before the summer is out. Isn't that right, Joe?
That will also be right, Rodders. We also broadcast through the Munster Cricket Union YouTube site, and I think we have 4 or 5 games left there.
So to keep up to date, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, as that short pulled away from Brandon, and that's for first ball. It's very interesting, that first over after the power play tends to be a quiet one for the batting team, but it's a good start there from Brandon. Levon dropping it short, Brandon pulling it away for 4.
I think Brandon is quite aware of the run rate that they need to be on, especially coming into the final five overs. And again, obviously, in any T20, you don't want to let it go to the last over, because anything can happen.
Absolutely. It's interesting in Munster, because the scoreboards aren't of the quality of scoreboards up here in Leinster, that sometimes the chasing team actually don't know what the required run rate is, and sometimes they bat completely opposite to what they should be doing because they just don't know. So the one plus of playing up here in Leinster is that you know how many runs you need.
Earplugs.
Run out attempt.
And there might be looking for a second, but Devon says no to Brandon.
So that's a leg bye then. Coming off the pad of Brandon. That'll bring Devon back in strike. So as we said, the first over after the power play, and the Hills, just like what Cork Harlequins did, have spread the field. There's a deep backward square, a deep mid-wicket, a long off. As that's dropped short, Devon plays to extra cover for a dot ball. There's a deep point, and they're the only boundary riders. So of course you can have 5 outside the ring. So one more can go outside the ring should Andrew Kavanagh opt to do so. So Levon bowling right arm over to the right hand bat of Devon. So 5 runs off this over so far, 3 dots for Devon. 11 to Devon, has a good ring to it, as mid-off now drops back. And that's where the single is taken. 6 off that over, 7 overs done. Cork Harlequins 57 for the loss of 3 wickets, still in the hunt for 119 runs now off 78 deliveries, 7 wickets in hand.
Do you think that was a ploy there to get to give Devon the single?
I don't think so. I think what's important now for the Hills is to dry up the boundary options for Cork Harlequins, just like what Cork Harlequins did in the first innings. Because they'll know that at 9 runs and over, that's roughly 2 boundaries and over, is what Cork Harlequins require at this stage in the game. So the Hills will have no hesitation in dropping fielders back. Thomas Rooney Murphy to continue. Full played to the gap at extra cover, and well backed again from the Hills. A very organised outfit is this Hills team, Joe.
It's very impressive, their fielding.
They've shown that very organised with the bat. It was very interesting, especially when Murray Cummins got out there, how still he was on contact. And perhaps could have taken the score northwards of 175 had Harlequins not got him out. So a very, very good team, the Hills. That's a wide ball. Looked like it was outside the off stump. Umpire Willie deeming that to be a wide ball. And 5 men are out for Brandon. As that's played through extra cover. Levin picks and fields, preventing the 2. Brilliant fielding there by Levin. I think they recognise, Joe, that Brandon is the danger man here. He moves on to 31 off 18 with 5 fours and a 6.
And he is the danger man for Cork Harlequins, and I think the Hills are pretty respectful that they know this.
Played through third man, thickest outside edge from Devon. And these singles, these won't be hurting the Hills. As we said before the start of this over, it's currently 2 boundaries is what Harlequins require to stay up with the rate, and a couple of quiet overs here could elevate that to 3 boundaries and over. So important phase of the game here. Nicely bowled from Thomas. Slower delivery outside the off stump. Brandon couldn't connect. A deep point. A long on, a long off, a deep square. Out for Brandon at the moment.
What the Hills need to do is just reduce his scoring options. This is good bowling here by Thomas.
Bowled very well down in Tralee, Joe. Did Thomas Rooney Murphy. Playing against the Kerry Select side that day.
It's great to be up here, I must say, because it's not often you get a chance to see teams from Leinster and quality sides like this. So this is why I like the Irish Cups.
Full toss outside the off stump and a much needed boundary for Cork Harlequins, and Brandon Kruger, he moves on to 35. Cork Harlequins after 8 overs, 65 for the loss of 3 wickets.
That ball had to be punished, and it was.
Ruined a good over there.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was a good over there from Thomas. Looks like Levon. Levin to continue. That's Devon on strike.
11 to Devon.
That's a shop chain in America, isn't it? 7-Eleven.
It is.
Over extra cover. Good shot there from Devon to relieve the pressure. His first boundary. He moves on to 7. Well, the pressure was building on that end. A couple of dots faced from Devon, so he'll feel much better about himself after that one.
He will. It takes Devon a couple of overs to get into his stride.
And that's a good comeback there from Levin Shields. So, Harlequins not 100 miles away from their required run rate, as that ball has been dropped short and lofted into the field for 6 runs. The charge is on from Cork Harlequins in the form of Brandon and Devon, a partnership worth 29 now, and that was a no-doubter, Joe.
Indeed it was, and I think Levin will be disappointed the way he bowled that ball. It was a little bit short and held up, with Devon dispatching it into the field. And
yeah,
the ball,
just the trajectory looked like it was going for 6 all the way from where we were sitting, Joe.
Yeah.
So, looked like the batters were looking for a drink, and the ball was retrieved while the 12th man was out there. So, kind of caught in no man's land there was the 12th man. Cutaway this time, finds the fielder at short third man. So 1 ball to come then.
As Matt is the 12th man for Cork Harlequins today. Oh.
Beats everyone. Beats the batter Devon, beats the wicketkeeper Mark, and it will run away for 4 byes. Bonus runs really for Cork Harlequins. They finished the over well. It's 79 for 3 now. 9 overs done.
A very good over for Cork Harlequins. 14 off it.
And with those 4 byes, Joe, that brings the total into double figures. 97 now required off 11 overs. And that run rate, current run rate and required run rate starting to even out now. Kind of locked there just under 9 and over.
Yes, they're above the current run rate at the moment is about 8.78, while the required run rate is 8.82. So even Stevens at the moment.
Thomas is going to come out of the attack. Is going to be Sam. Sam Smith with his right arm overs. Mark is going to stand up to the stumps.
I was talking to his father earlier, and he was saying how he's improved because of the coaching level here in the club, and he was delighted that how good the quality of the coaching is, and he's improved over the years, and he's been taking regularly wickets at the highest level in Leinster. So well done to the young man, 16 years of age.
Just overstepped there, was well fielded by Murray at extra cover, so this next delivery will be a free hit. But 16 years old, Joe, a very high profile game for a young man, so great to see him out there, and we hope he goes well. It's a free hit then for Devon, and it's really well bowled from Sam. Good result there from the hills, just a single off it.
Fantastic ball there. He recovered well.
But as you said, Joe, really a good coaching setup here at the hills. I think you and I are looking forward to heading into the bar later on for a glass of Sidona.
Where we will chat about coaching.
Cut away, beats the fielder, and like it has done all day, will race away for 4 over this lightning fast outfield. 7th 4 now for Brandon. He moves on to 40.
And the partnership is also 40.
Well, Cork Harlequins are racing along here. Halfway through the 10th over.
Still a very long way to go yet.
Played into the leg side. Well averted there from the umpire at square leg. Getting out of the way of that one. So Devon on strike then. And that was Azam, the square leg umpire, getting out of the way of that ball. Sam to continue. It's very well bowled from him. Devon played that delivery to point, and it was fielded by Cormac there. So lots of encouragement for the bowler. Last delivery. Eight runs off this over so far. And boy, would the Hills love to finish with the dot. LBW appeal. Up goes the finger. Crucial wicket for the Hills. And it's Sam, the 16-year-old, who has the breakthrough. Devon is gone, LBW for 14, 10 overs done. Cork Harlequins 87 for the loss of 4 wickets.
He jumped back a little bit. I don't think the umpire had any other decision but to see,
Yeah, looked pretty adjacent. Very well bowled from young Sam. After being hit for 4 earlier in the over and also bowling a no ball, it was a great comeback from him. Traps Devon in front. And another wicket falls. So should be a really good finish here. 10 overs to go. A place in the ClearCurrency All-Ireland T20 Cup final at stake. Down below in Cork next Sunday. Nice applause there for Devon. Good partnership between the two. It's going to be number 82, Shivam, who's going to join Brandon out there. The wicket-keeper for Cork Harlequins. So 10 overs to go, the last 10. Well, very difficult to call. If you were a betting man, could go either way. Cork Harlequins require 89 off the last 10, 6 wickets in hand. So it's neck and neck. Levon Shields is going to come out at the attack. And Athar is going to replace him. Brandon, the key man, he's going to be on strike. It's going to be right arm over. That's a drag down delivery. And it will be go for 4.
It's funny the amount of times that the bowlers, their first ball, have bowled long hops and it's gone for a boundary.
Yeah, well, it's the first ball of the over. The bowlers perhaps aren't loose yet.
Yeah.
And Brandon pulls that one for 4. His 8th boundary to go along with 1-6. It's a drag down delivery again. And a good effort there from Murray on the boundary, but he couldn't stop it. Back-to-back boundaries for Brandon moves him on to 49. Athar, he'll be looking for a comeback now. His skipper, Andrew, going up to him, giving him a pat in the back, telling him to keep going. And that's much better. Brandon could only find extra cover that time.
Far better lengths that time for Athar.
He'll be looking to follow it up with another good one. Played through the offside. Be fielded at deep point, and that's 50 for Brandon. He reaches 50 off 28 deliveries, 9 4s and 1 6. Very well played from him, Joe.
Tremendous innings so far, but it's only halfway for him. He needs to keep going on now at this stage. But, some of his power hitting has been excellent today.
That'll bring Shivam then on strike. Former student of UCC, whose first delivery is lofted in the air. They'll push for 2. Murray Cummins fields, and they will get back for 2. Good running. It's the long side of the boundary there. Played into space. And enough time to scamper back for 2. So Shivam is off strike, is off the mark. First ball. That's very well fielded at mid-wicket. So just a single that time. Brings to an end the 11th over. Cork Harlequins now 99 for 4.
A good over there by Cork Harlequins, 12 off it. Those back-to-back boundaries help, especially at the start of an over.
And it will be interesting to see, do Cork Harlequins attack those first couple of deliveries to put the bowler under pressure. Of course, only 9 overs to go now. Still neck and neck between the two. And what's important here is that someone stays out there with Brandon for Cork Harlequins, and for the Hills, it's about keep taking wickets.
It's incredible how it's like a carbon copy of what happened in the first innings. where Cormac was the leader of the pack, really, and
Sam to continue then. And a flamboyant shot outside the off stump from Shivam, looking to cut that ball away. Swings and misses, and a good take from Mark behind the stumps.
Really good take there by Mark.
It's always difficult for a keeper when there's a flashing blade in front of you. Joe's face there said it all. Pushing for two. The fielder's running in, and it's well fielded there. That's Thomas out there. Running in from deep mid-wicket. 100 up for Cork Harlequins. The Munster side giving a good account of themselves here at the highest level. It's nicely bowled from Sam.
He's bowling a very good length now.
I think the phrase dots are winners here for the Hills. As just a bit of thread there.
A bit of tread.
It's like a
It's a lot of tread.
It's like a sailing rope there.
It is.
That came off of Brandon's pad.
A guide rope.
That's removed now. Played into the leg side, looking for two. But Thomas Rooney Murphy there doing the fielding, keeping the batters to one. Been a good over so far, only two from it.
These last two balls are very crucial for Cork Harlequins if they want to keep the run rate up. It's now gone to 9 again.
Played into the leg side. But the man is back at long on. So just a single. There's three men back on the leg side. A deep square, deep mid-wicket, and a long on. And just as I say that, long off drops back as well. So too does deep point. Played to extra cover, which brings to an end a brilliant over for Sam and the Hills. Only 4 runs from it, 103 for 4 off 12 overs. Great over for the Hills there, Joe.
A fantastic over is what they needed. They stopped Harlequins from accelerating now. And the required run rate has gone to 9.13. I'm delighted to see that Athkar is back. So sometimes captains after a bad over will take a player off, but it's good to see that he's backed his bowler.
Yeah, 100%. So after Brandon taking that single, he will keep strike. And Altar will be looking for a response. And that's nicely bowled. A good line from him. And also a better length as well.
That's the shout from the boundary, I think, was the length.
Played into the leg side. Well fielded there at mid-wicket. For no run. That's 2 dots to start the over. So pressure now on Cork Harlequins. They'll know that they don't want this required run rate to get too high. Played down the ground, fielded by Cormac at long on for 1 run. Well, it's interesting. Wonder did the two have a chat before the start of this over about maybe someone trying to take on the spin bowler. As Shivam plays that ball down to long on, a bit of a fumble. They come back for 2. And they will make it. Good heads up running there from Cork Harlequins. Lots of clapping over our right shoulder from their teammates. However, still only 3 runs from this over. 2 deliveries to go. A really good response from Altar.
A bit of aggression there from Altar. He's pumped up now. He knows that. He's been bowling a really good over this time round.
Dragged down in the air, and it's 6. Such a pity for Altar. He was bowling a brilliant over. Just the last ball was dragged down and was put away for 6 after 13 overs, 112 for 4.
Much better there by Athar. It was a shame that last ball went for a 6. The Cork Harlequins will be delighted. Partnership now of 25. 112 for 4 of 13 overs. So the young man Sam will continue.
64 required. Only 7 to go here at the Vineyard. That's short and has been pulled for 6. Brandon's second maximum. And that was a great shot from him.
Quinn seemed to be very good at pulling those short balls.
Lots of encouragement for the bowler, Sam, from his fielders. Played through the offside this time. Well fielded from Levin. A much better length there from Sam. And that will bring Shivam back on strike. It's a big responsibility for this young man bowling his 3rd over with the short boundary to the leg side. And so far he's been making a great fist of it. Slightly short, played down the ground. A lot of work for the fielder to do, and he does well. Athar, after bowling an over, comes round to field that ball, and the batters pick up 2. Good fielding there after bowling is over.
Fantastic fielding. It's a long boundary down the clubhouse end, and he came right around to stop the boundary.
Played through the leg side. Thomas is there at the deep mid-wicket boundary to cut that off, so it'll just be 1. Crucial last 2 deliveries here. If the Hills can keep these last 2 to either a single or a 2, that they'll feel that this over has gone to them. Well taken down the leg side from Mark.
Lovely to see the art of wicket keeping in full display there. Sometimes they don't get enough praise, and as a kind of an ex-wicket keeper myself, it's always good to see some great skill out there.
Well, they always say the best wicket keepers are the ones you don't realise are there.
But they deserve praise as well. That was a lovely take down the leg.
Played down the ground, but skipper Andrew Kavanagh is there. So 1 delivery to come then. 12 off this over. Been a good one so far for Cork Harlequins. It'll be Shivam who's on strike. And played straight to mid-off for a dot ball. 14 overs done, 6 to go, 124 for 4.
So 52 runs now required of 36 balls. That run rate hasn't changed really in the last 4 or 5 overs. current run rate is 8.86, while the required run rate is 8.67. It's all to play for. This is a cracking semi-final.
Absolutely. The conflab, the first one of the day, has started for the Hills. There's 3 fielders in the middle, including the skipper, Andrew Kavanagh, the wicket keeper, discussing what their next move is. Brandon, 61 off 37, 9 4s and 2 6s, and Shivam, 16 off 11 with 1 maximum. Going to be a change of bowling. Ashley is going to return to the attack from the school end of the ground. Keeper Mark will be standing up to the stumps as Ashley walks over to his captain to have a chat with Andrew Kavanagh. What do you reckon that conversation's about, Hardley, about what they're going to be doing tonight?
I'll tell you this. He's probably said, God, the temperature has dropped for the first time this week. It's gone very cold now.
It has gone very cold after the lovely spell of weather we've had. Lots of people flocking to the beach.
But tomorrow onwards, grounds people will be delighted with what's coming. I'm not sure anybody else will, but the heavens are going to open this week, which unfortunately is bad for the final next Sunday, but I hope it clears up at some stage.
Never rains down in the Mardyke. Ashley then, back into the attack, 1 over for 17, and that's well fielded by Aftar. Brandon deflecting that ball to short third man, can't pierce the field for a dot ball.
I think he knew he kind of missed out there. There is a large gap.
Similar shots to what Cormac played in the first innings. Lightning fast outfield, so if you do beat the infield, the chances are you'll pick up 4. Cut away this time, beats the field. That's Brandon's 10th 4. He moves on to 65 and is batting brilliantly for his side at the moment.
He's batted the Harlequin side into the game. Very much again like what Cormac did in the first innings. A superb 82. But that score needs to be matched and surpassed at this stage. It looks like Kruger is in the form of his life out there.
That brings the required runs now under the 50 mark, 48 needed. As the Hills go in search of a wicket. Played to deep point. A well-populated deep point boundary. Of course, it is the short boundary on the ground. So plenty of sweepers out there. It's interesting, if the ball goes out there, Joe, it's either a boundary or it's 1.
Yeah.
No in between, really.
There is none in between. It's too short of a boundary to run 2.
That'll bring Shivam back on strike. So a long on, a long off. A deep point fielder and deep third man has now disappeared onto the fence. Shivam looking for something big. Only succeeds at getting an inside edge and getting off strike. Fielded by Sam at square leg. Well, we all knew what Shivam was trying to do there. Just didn't quite come off for him.
Good running between the wickets, though. Brandon called him through quite early.
Still anyone's game, this. Just 1 wicket could trigger a collapse for Cork Harlequins.
Oh my God. It's very dramatic, Rodders. It has been known that Harlequins do collapse. And they collapse in style at times.
I've lost count of the amount of times I've seen it.
Have you been involved in many of those?
Played into the leg side, looking for 2. The fielder comes round and fires it in. Great fielding out there. Definitely no 2 on that arm.
Huge arm. It's interesting. I'm looking around at many of the Hills guys. They're all wearing covers for their arms, and I wouldn't blame them. It's rock hard, the pitches out there around the country,
especially after the warm spell of weather we've had. Played down the ground. Again looking for 2, but again that won't happen. Great fielding out there on the deep mid-wicket boundary. 15 overs done, 5 to go, 132 for the loss of 4 wickets. It is neck and neck. The current run rate matching the required run rate. 6 wickets in hand.
8.8 and over.
.44 needed then of 30 deliveries. 6 wickets in hand. Brandon Kruger 67 of 41 deliveries. 10 fours and 2 sixes. Shivam Kisley 18 of 13 with 1 maximum. And it looks like Dylan then is going to return. He's going to bowling from the clubhouse end of the ground. So it was well bowled from Sam, picking up the crucial wicket of Devon. He's been taken out of the attack. It's Dylan now to bowl. Shivam on strike. 44 of 30. In the air. Fielder coming round. Lands in front of him. Shivam taking the aerial route. It's a big boundary towards the car park. Good effort there from the fielder. Just couldn't get round on the batter's pick up 2.
That is really a big boundary. It really went into no man's land. Would have been a pretty spectacular catch had he taken that.
Played into the leg side. Thomas is there at deep mid-wicket. This game on a tightrope at the moment. Both teams have been trying to get their noses in front all day, and it looks like it's going to come down to the wire. A final spot at stake. Played through extra cover, well fielded.
Brilliant
That's
fielding.
Murray.
Brilliant fielding by Cummins.
Brandon's favourite area, extra cover.
Of course, both those players would know each other well, training with the Munster Reds.
And played through extra cover. No run this time. That's Andrew doing the fielding. The skipper for the Hills, and a crucial dot ball.
Fantastic over this by Dylan. Just 4 off it so far with 2 balls remaining. Remember, the run rate is has crept up to 9 now. So a boundary ball is required by Harlequins.
Well, try and hit that. A Yorker landed on the toe of Shivam. Absolutely nothing he could have done about it. What a brilliant delivery from Dylan under pressure.
Is this the over that wins the game for the Hills?
Maybe a big last delivery then.
It's already gone now to 9.6, the required run rate. It's amazing how 1 over changes the game.
Absolutely.
Big pressure here on Shivam.
Looking for the boundary. Couldn't find it. A single fielded by Sam at deep square leg. Only 5 runs off that over. 16 overs done. 137 for 4. And a really good over there from the Hills, not conceding any boundaries, and also 2 dot balls in there as well.
I'll be expecting Dylan to come back again after that bowling, that over, and finish off his overs.
So Ashley is going to continue then from the school end. Has bowled 2 overs for 25.
You feel that Shivam needs to get off strike quite quickly here.
And everyone being caught up in the moment. That is a 50-run partnership between these two.
Well played.
Shivam goes through extra cover, and it's well fielded.
Fantastic fielding there.
It's as though the extra cover fielder diving to his left parried it towards the deep point fielder, so a good pass there.
Had he missed that, it was a certain boundary. And that brings Kruger onto strike now.
So something may happen here. Here goes Ashley again. Got him!
That's the
Off
one.
stump, out of the ground. Ashley has his man. Brandon Kruger has to go for a wonderful 68 off 42. But you can see the Hills fielders are pumped. They know that's a huge wicket. 5 down now, Cork Harlequins, 138 on the board. Still 38 runs required.
Fantastic ball there to unroot the stump there. And unfortunately for Cork Harlequins, Brandon has to go. He's played a fantastic innings, and he'll get a warm welcome when he comes back to the changing room. It's no doubt about it. I think the Hills faithful will appreciate the batting that he's done for the day. And he brought Harlequins right back into the game.
Really well bowled from Ashley. There was no doubt about it. The middle of off stump as it went castling out of the ground. So Senin then, his older brother Ruan, was walking round the boundary earlier on. Not playing today was Ruan, but he was up supporting the team.
He lives in Dublin now.
So 68 then for Brandon off 46 deliveries. Ashley with the breakthrough for his team, a crucial breakthrough. And now the Hills, they'll be looking to try and run through this Cork Harlequins team now. Very well kept again from Mark. I think there's definitely that pressure when the keeper stands up to the stumps. Of course, they can't step out of their crease for fear of being stumped. So it kind of limits their options in many ways.
It does. And almost straight away, Jones is under pressure here.
Absolutely, some high quality bowling coming down at him. As that's clipped off the pads, will run up the hill for 4. Just when you thought the Hills had gained the initiative, Cork Harlequins come back with the counter punch. That's 4 for Senin off his second delivery. Still a bit more to do in this over. Lots of pressure here on the Cork Harlequins batsmen, also on the Hills bowlers as well.
You can feel the tension around the ground, rather. Everyone is glued to this game.
And it's just what we thought right at the start of the day, that it was going to be a great game between the Leinster side and the Munster side, as Senin goes across his crease. It was an appeal for LBW. It's gone for 4. And the umpire has signalled that it came off the bat.
I thought I heard a bit of bat, all right.
So it looked like Senin tried to play to leg, got a leading edge and raced away for 4. So back-to-back boundaries.
Senin obviously was the hero on the day last year, around this time last year against Marion, hitting the crucial runs to win them the game. Will this be his day again?
Remains to be seen. A big last delivery here then. I suppose they all are at this point. Down the ground from Senin, but the fielder is back there. Will only be 1. He will keep the strike. 17 overs done. Cork Harlequins 147 for the loss of 5 wickets. It's 29 runs required off the last 3 overs, 5 wickets in hand.
Yeah, Rodders, a good over there. Despite losing Brandon, they still managed to get 10 runs. It's hovering now around the 10 mark. So they need to be played positively at this stage, despite losing Brandon. And it is a team game and everybody needs to contribute, especially in the T20, where anything could happen.
Well, Dylan is going to be taken out of the attack. It will be Thomas to bowl from the clubhouse end of the ground. He's got 2 overs remaining, I believe. Yes, so...
You'll be right there, Ted.
So it looks like Thomas will bowl the last 2. Well, he's just running through, going through his run-up.
Whatever is going to happen in the next 3 overs, it's been a fantastic game, Rodders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Been great entertainment for everyone here who has seen it. A big crowd gathering at the bar over to our right hand side, all glued to this match. Looks like Thomas Rooney Murphy will finish his last 2 overs from this end, and that Dylan will bowl the 1 over from the school end. We'll see how that pans out. Flicked off the pad for 6. Pressure shot from Senin Jones. Thomas drifting onto the pad, and it's the short boundary out there.
Very risky player, like a lovely shot there by Senin. And I think
the search party descends on the field, the next door neighbour's field, to try and retrieve that ball.
Umpire Willie brings out the bag of balls. There's 5, 6, 7, 8 players. I think they have it. I think they've retrieved it. Players are coming back on. Good work by the search party.
Yeah, and I think there were spectators as well. There are spectators as well looking for the ball, so well done to everyone on that far boundary there to get the ball back.
Where are the sniffer dogs when you need them? GPS chips, that'll be another one. GPS chips put into
the ball.
Into the ball.
There you go.
With a barcode, and so when you scan it, it comes up automatically.
That's the next big idea.
I'll patent that.
6 to start the over then. And a great reply from Thomas, a Yorker length delivery. Sent in, can't get bat on it. For a dot ball. 23 required off 16 deliveries, 5 wickets in hand.
We're into a net situation here.
Slower delivery. Senin manages to get that ball out to the offside. Levon fields it and throws it in. That brings Shivan back on strike. 23 off 19. Only 1 boundary though. That was that 6.
Bit of pressure now on Thomas here. He needs to manage his remaining 3 balls. Not let any go for a boundary.
2 extra cover. Will beat the fielder for 4. A crucial boundary for Shivam. As the Cork Harlequins Surely they can't do it again. It's now 18-14. You said it was a pressure shot there, Joe.
I did. It was a pressure bowling.
And Siobhan managed to beat the field. Slower delivery, played down the ground. They'll look for 2. They won't get there. So 1 run. There's been 12 off this over. 1 delivery to go.
How this match has ebbed and flowed all day. It's been wonderful.
Last delivery. Thomas to Senin. Senin. He went for the swing. He
took out the
missed
4-iron, the driver.
Looked like he was on the first tee there.
Yeah. Practice swing.
But he missed it. It's a dot ball, 159 for 5. 2 overs to go. 17 runs needed. Dylan then to finish his spell from the school end of the ground. What's interesting here is that the last over will be bowled from the clubhouse end, which means the short boundary will be to the leg side. But we'll deal with that.
Good spot.
When we get there. 17 runs needed then, 12 balls to go. Shivam is on strike.
Massive over this here now.
Full ball down the ground, straight to Cormac, and he throws it back in. So just 1 run off the first delivery. Lots of shouting. A very, very close match. Remember, the winners of this game will progress onto the final of the All-Ireland T20 Cup, the ClearCurrency All-Ireland T20 Cup. Senin moves across his stumps, plays it into the leg side, fielded out there by deep square leg. I think that's Murray over to our left hand side. And
it looks like it's going to be CIYMS. New Buildings are 87 for 7 off 16.2, chasing 213. They require 127 runs off 22 balls. So definitely it's going to be CIYMS in the final.
Through the offside.
Oh.
What a stop.
Incredible.
I think that was Thomas there diving away to his left-hand side. What a brilliant stop that was.
We've seen some super fielding all day, and I was up there with the best.
In a pressure situation as well, had it beat him, there was a high chance it would have gone for 4. But it hasn't. It's just a single. 3 singles off this over. Here goes Dylan again.
Oh.
Again, flicked over to the leg side for 4. Senin Jones stepping across his stumps yet again, flicks it through the leg side, and it was fielded by our very own Joe O'Mahony. Joe,
I tell you what,
that's the best you've fielded all year.
I tell you what, that was about a couple of inches away from my nose. I could feel the wind passing me by.
10 required off 8. Again, Senin steps across. He goes, a run-out attempt. It results in a dot ball. Senin sprawled out on the floor.
This is incredible.
A brilliant delivery there from Dylan.
He might have hurt himself.
1 delivery to go in the penultimate over of what has been an incredible game.
I hope everybody out there watching today has enjoyed this game. It's fantastic. It's had everything in it.
Here we go. guided, glanced, whatever you want to call it. 1 run. Senan Jones will keep strike. 9 runs off the final over.
Incredible. Do we know, Rodders, what will happen if it goes to a... If it's a draw?
If it's a tie?
Tie, yeah.
We shall see.
I'll ask there. The scorers don't know. We don't know.
9 off the last over.
And here's the thing, the system mightn't be able to take it. Because it normally completes, so what we'll do is we'll continue on the air, even if the scoring kind of stops here on the system. It hasn't been programmed for super overs or anything like that.
Thomas Rooney Murphy
A bowl out.
has been handed the responsibility of taking this last over. Senan's on strike. The short boundary is to the leg side. Here we go. Senan backs away, plays it to the leg side. That's Sam out there, fields it. 8 off 5.
Shivam's heart must be pounding.
Well, the game has seesawed all day long. A game that has been played in great spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Has all come down to this. Short, Shivam goes for it. It falls short of the fielder. It's well fielded.
He knows he could have cashed in on that.
Very well fielded out there by the deep mid-wicket fielder. That's another single. It's 7 off 4.
The intensity rises here as the crowds are shouting nail-biting stuff.
Not many fingernails left. And it's a wide ball. Well, it's interesting there. Senan walked across his stumps. Thomas, understandably so, going wider with his line. But still the umpire deeming it to be a wide ball.
Might have went wider than he thought. He bowled.
So we'll have to bowl that one again. 6 off 4. In the air. This should be taken. The keeper is underneath it and takes it. What a massive breakthrough that is for the Hills. Senan Jones has to go for 23. Thomas Rooney Murphy with ice running through his veins. Good catch from Mark Donegan. 3 deliveries to go. Cork Harlequins 170 for 6.
Zubair Khan comes to the crease now. We know Zubair can hit.
Big round of applause for Senan as he makes his way off. Brilliant innings from him. Now then, the equation is still 6 off 3. The batter's crossed, which means Shivama's on strike.
That may go. That's gone.
It's gone for 4. A full toss outside the off stump. And Shivam has beaten point for 4. So we're just double checking. It is 174, which means it's 2 off 2. Shivam beating the point fielder.
What a game.
So we've just had clarification that it is 174 for 6.
Finally, Eric, I haven't messed up today.
It's probably the first time the scoreboard has ever been right.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Now the keeper is going to come up to the stumps. Important here, the Hills slow things down. All the pressure is on the batter here. It's 2 off 2. A date in the Mardyke next Sunday awaits.
That gives me issues with fixtures now when I go home.
The least of anyone's problems.
Yeah. Have to win it first.
A lot of hands on heads. A lot of biting the fingers. Here we go. 2 off 2. Shivam through the leg side.
And that's going to be it, I'd say.
Fielder,
that's
and
it.
It's 4. Cork Harlequins have done it. Shivam 39 off 25. They have won this game by 4 wickets. Congratulations to Cork. Congratulations to Cork Harlequins. Commiserations to the Hills. They have won this game by 4 wickets with 1 ball to go. They celebrate out on the outfield again. Commiserations to the Hills Cricket Club with Andrew Kavanagh, the captain. And congratulations to Cork Harlequins. What a game that was.
I'm speechless.
It's Cork Harlequins then for the second year in a row.
Second year in a row.
They'll be heading to the final of the ClearCurrency All-Ireland T20 final.
Commiserations, as you say, to the Hills. It's been a great ground, a fantastic crowd. They've been a great team. I'll put my Quins cap on. I'm thrilled for them. But yeah, to everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been just remarkable. Cormac with his 82, Brandon with his 60 odd, and partnerships kind of won the game in the end. We had that incident earlier on, and I wish the young lad and his family the very best. I hope he's okay. And a round of applause there for the Hills team. They were admirable, fantastic out in the field. Some superb bowling and fielding by them. And congratulations to Quins. Big smiles on their faces. You can see them there on the screen now, passing by. I'm going to go to the changing room. So I'd like to say thank you to our contributors today, to President of Leinster Cricket, Jim Bennett, also a member of the Hills, and of course to John Buss. And finally to Rodders Cotter, sitting next to me here on the right. And so from me and from everybody here at the Hills, thank you. Have a lovely evening wherever you are. And yeah, it's been a fantastic day. Thank you. And good night, God bless, and take care.